Hey, Rosie, good morning, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Dorcas, good evening, sis. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, AA, good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm so sorry, I'm coming in late. I came in late today. It's not too long. Not too long. I came back. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everybody? How are we all doing? How are we all doing? How is your Monday? What's going on with your Monday? Are you having a hey, you like the title? Quite a good number of people have been reaching out to me, wanting to understand. Quite a good number of people have been reaching out to me about buying properties, mortgage, wanting to understand the mortgage system. Interestingly, some people from Nigeria has actually reached out to me, and some people who just arrived as well. Or when I say just arrive, obviously some people I think the Jackparians, I'm guessing. And also we are within the community. Well, I'm referring to UK now. We are also having people, apparently they scam people with mortgage. Apparently financial advisors within the community, they are capitalizing on people's lack of knowledge, and they are driving them, they are getting them into oh, you're in the process of moving. Oh, wow. Hey, yeah. I no envy you at all. I know even me, I still dey try to settle in. I no envy you, but don't worry, you will get there. You will get there. I don't know how many things you need to move. If there's any secret, let me share one big secret with you. You see Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. They have a lot of free moving boxes. They advertise free moving boxes. Capitalize on that. Don't go and spend unnecessary money. I was lucky. I got some. I was able to get what's the name? Free boxes on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I was able to get some. I was able to get some free boxes. So I actually saved money. I was able to save money. I was able to save money from what is it called? I was able to save good amount of money. Yeah, and also you can also, depending on what, I mean, it's up to you, but you can also sell as well. Put stuff on Vinted, you will get good deal. Put stuff on Vinted. I tell you what happened. There was a time, I think because I had a time frame to move. So what I did was I kind of put some stuff on. I put some stuff out for just randomly on Facebook Marketplace, and then obviously sent some stuff to the different African community group. Interestingly, our African community, they wanted free. They wanted to collect it for free. In short, you get one woman. The woman look my sofa. Imagine, no be small something. The woman decide say she won't use £50. They buy my sofa. I just look the woman. I no even know wetin to follow and talk. You know how people take advantage. They think you are doing distress selling. Anyway, I was able to get good amounts. I sold some things on what's the name, on Gumtree. I had some things uploaded on Gumtree, but make sure you do it way ahead of time so you're not desperate. Otherwise, people will take advantage. Oh, okay. You no get problem if you sell on vintage. That's good. That's good. That's a good one. So bad damwa. Um, I learnt in the hard way with our people. Our people take advantage. They like to take advantage of situation. So yes, I didn't find it funny when they were pricing my sofa for like they were pricing my sofa for how much? Ma said they were pricing it for like oh, you are giving charity. Okay, okay, that's good. That's very very good. It's a very very good one. Anyway, so my people, my people, my people. Oh, you source at car boot sales. Oh, okay, that's a good one. My people, my people, my people. The topic we want to talk about today, abeg make una share with people. If you know anybody, see, make nobody come dey do Nicodemus calling. You know wetin dey call Nicodemus? You Christians, you know wetin dey call Nicodemus? People wey go dey call later after show, they go come dey disturb me. Aproko, that topic that you treated, I want to understand it better. Hello? Now I'm on live stream. Hey Modupola, how are you, sis? Good evening. Now I'm on live stream. Come closer. Come and join the conversation. Come and ask me any question. There will be there is what is it called? There is number there. Please don't call me after the show, please. Now beg I dey beg, make nobody call me after show. Because most times the things you're calling me for, if you were joined the live show, and the interesting thing is, most people that we call, they will say, I was on your live show. So when you were on the live show, why didn't you ask the questions you wanted to ask? Why wait to call me after the show? Then you now call me, and sometimes that conversation can be so long. There was someone that called me. The person just talk for 1 solid hour. I could not, and I'm not being rude, I could not pinpoint what the person wanted exactly. The person just talk, rigmarole for full 1 hour. Please, so I beg, I dey beg. I know Shakara, I beg. Please, apart from blogging, I have a life, and I also have my family. I have families, plus obviously I have a day job. So please, just be considerate. You understand? And if you want to ask me question, just ask directly. Don't go round the circle. Just state what exactly is the problem. State it clearly. Okay? I'm happy to help, but also, you also have to be considerate. Because I'm happy to help does not mean you'll be on the phone with me for 2 hours. No. Please. I am not being rude. Just go straight to the point, okay? Tell me what it is. Even if you send me WhatsApp message, be very clear with what you're asking. You understand? I understand. Our African culture will greet first. Good morning. How are you? How are the children? How is your brother? How is your sister? How is Oga? How is madam? Leave that one for corner. Just go straight to the point. Ask me the question. Okay? And then it's easier. Okay? Hey, Tolu, how are you? Tolu Needles, how are you? So please ask direct questions. And they don't go around the circle. Just ask me straight away. So, to this evening, hey, you no go understand the things of the spirit. If I tell you wetin my eye dey see, easy. And people just don't understand. They think you're being rude. They don't understand that I have a life away from what I do, from blogging, okay? I love to help. I love to share information, but it's very important that you respect, that that you are considerate and you respect my time, okay? Yeah. My day is fine. And how was your own day? So let's dive straight to the point. So today I want to talk about mortgage. Okay? There's a lot of content on social media about mortgage. Some people will say, mortgage is a trap. You see, Oyibo, when you come into their country, Oyibo will use mortgage to trap you. Nobody is using mortgage to trap you. You are making a decision. Okay? Nobody carry your hand. Nobody put a pau for your head. Tell you say by fire, by force. Abi, no time for dilly-dallying. But the thing be say, our people don't even understand. They go ask question. Instead of them to go straight to them, they go rigmarole. They no go arrive at the place of they no go even arrive. Even children of Israel, according to Bible. Yes, because children of Israel waka 40 years, even though na lie. Although they say they use the journey of 40 days, they say they use 40 years, they do one. And me say make you read Bible, follow 40 years of question. Go straight to your point and ask your question. Anyway, let's go straight. So, on mortgage, there's been a lot of content put out. Now, this show where I want to do, I'm directing it to both those who have been in diaspora for long and those who are just entering the diaspora, or also to the Japarians. Japarians, they call themselves. To the Japarians. You see, mortgage is not for flexing. Let me put that out straight away. Because a lot of people, they go enter gbese, they go enter mortgage without understanding the ins and outs of mortgage. Okay? Mortgage is a big financial commitment. Please take your pen and paper. I am not saying I'm an expert, but at least I can guide. Okay? But I think the point I'm going to share with you will be a good guide for you, at least a starting point. It will guide you on how to navigate, at least it will guide you on how to navigate your way. Okay? So, first and foremost, a lot of our people, they see mortgage as flexing. A lot of our people in the diaspora, most people don't understand the concept of mortgage. They believe, I don't come abroad. Ngwanu, make I go get mortgage. When they decide to get mortgage, some people, they will go collect mortgage wey big pass their head. Okay? When I say big pass your head, it means say mortgage wey big pass your bank account. They will go collect mortgage. The next thing you go see, they will come dey work like jackass. You know as jackass they work. They will come dey do shift back to back. And what is the point of buying a house? And for you to sleep on that house, for you to sleep inside that house, it can be abomination. Some people turn themselves to Oloru of Olu, Oba Tenimasun. You know the meaning of that thing. They say Oloru of Olu. Hello, Favor, how are you? Oloru of Olu, Oba Tenimasun. That is the owner of Unite. The person we know he lay what do they call her? Any na mat. You know that mat, that raffia mat. He lay the mat, but to sleep na can't be problem because he don't go collect with his strong pass in power. Now, a lot of our people, when we come to the diaspora, you know, say for countries where we are coming from, particularly from Nigerians, countries where we are coming from, they don't have a mortgage system. And what they call mortgage is what they are describing as mortgage is nowhere near what mortgage is in the Western system. Like they are telling you, you can collect mortgage and you pay it off within 5 years. In the Western system, obviously that is not how it works. Okay? So, please, you see this video, share it with as many people as you can share it with. And one thing I have noticed with our people, with our black people, there's a saying, and you can see it even with the show now. There's a saying, if you want to hide information from a black person, put it in a book. That is to say, things that are informative, our people, it does not interest our people. If na gossip, I want gossip now. If I come now, Adeboye, what did Adeboye say happen? What did Oyedepo say happen? Regina Daniel is benching somebody on the road. Everybody, you go see am, we go don reach 200, we go don reach 400, 1000, whatever. But unfortunately, when it comes to things that will educate us, things that will help us, when it comes to information that will liberate us, that will get us educated and will help us navigate that will help us navigate systems, unfortunately, our people, they interest us. And that's why you see us, we make the same mistake over and over and over and over and over and over again. See the one where we talk about pension. See the ones, go and look at the shows that we talked about pension, the ones we talk about financial security and stuff like that. Those ones, you go see them. The view no plenty. You know why? Because our people, we are allergic to information. But if na gossip, if na the one wey no go benefit them, if na gossip, you go don see our people, we go just plenty. Na there all of us go ganu see. We let us learn to do things differently. Because see, if you have information, they say, what did they say? They say knowledge is power. Information is a gateway. If you have information, trust me, nobody can mesmerize you. You cannot become vulnerable. It's very difficult for you to be vulnerable when you have information. But you see, when you don't have information, anybody can just come and finger your brain. Anybody can come and just tell you A is for Abada. You go believe. Say A is for Abada. But when you don't have information, when you have information, when person say you say A is for Abada, you go say, what be the meaning of Abada? So na so it be. As I was saying, my people, a lot of people see mortgage as a thing of flexing. They want to flex. I just bought a house. In short, I remember when I first came back to the UK as an adult. The church where I dey go, I will never forget. The church where I dey go, then, Redeem. I remember people will come and give testimony. Praise the Lord. I just bought a house, and I'm like, no, you didn't buy the house. You got a mortgage. What are you thanking God for that you got a mortgage? Don't get me wrong. Listen very carefully to me. I'm not saying mortgage is wrong. What I'm saying is we need to learn to understand systems. And then when people were even saying praise the Lord, they go get. If you see the kind of mortgage when people go get, some people went ahead, they go they buy house. It's one thing to buy, it's another thing to understand what you are buying. Anyway, I will guide you step by step. Take your pen and paper, fasten your seat belt, and let us learn together. Nobody is an island of knowledge. Each and every one of us, we are learning every day. Send this, share the video with friends and family. Come closer, let us learn. Because when you learn, knowledge, they say, is power. And the knowledge you have, nobody can take it away from you. So first and foremost, today we want to understand mortgage. It's just a simple guide for all of us as diasporans, Africans in diaspora. Whether you dey America, whether you dey UK, whether you dey Germany, whatever part of the world you are in, there's a simple information around mortgage. Okay? That simple information, if you have it, is very easy to now use that to explore the different countries where you live. Okay? The simple information is very generic. Okay? It's just basic. There's no this is not how it is done in America, this is how it's done in UK. This is not how it is done in Australia, this is how it's done in New Zealand. There are simple basic informations about mortgage. So once more, everybody, I take note. So just in case you think I read, I took notes so that I will not miss what I'm sharing. So let us start first and foremost. A First and foremost, what make a lot of people, we do not understand mortgage. And of course, a lot of people, before they leave Nigeria or whatever country they are in, when they come abroad, when they are coming abroad, the first thing you see them saying is, when I go abroad, I will buy a big house, I will buy this, I will buy that, I will do this, I will do that. When we don't talk about mortgage, maybe tomorrow or at some point, I will come and talk you through how car finances work. Okay? I used to work in a car finance. I used to work for Alfa Romeo. So at least I can bring my knowledge on that. I didn't work with them as a salesperson, but at least I was an accountant during the time I was practicing accounting. I used to work for Northern Rock, where they were big time lenders, obviously, before they went bust. I'm not saying I know it all, okay? But the knowledge I share can be a baseline for the information you want to seek about mortgage. So, like I said, a lot of us, when we come abroad, once I settle, I want to buy mortgage. Okay, there's no problem. Now, the question I want to ask you, just type to respond. Thank you, Jari. No worry, I get water for here. Have you ever heard people saying, I'm sure a lot of us would have heard people saying, I'm paying my mortgage. So, or sometimes you will hear some people say, I just got my mortgage approved. Hello, everybody. I'm greeting you as you are greeting me. Okay? Kindly like the show and share the show. We want people to learn. They say when you want to hide information, put it in a book. When you want to hide information from a black man, put it in a book. When you want to hide information from a black man, talk about things that will liberate them. Black people no go enjoy. Let us break that. Let us break that barrier. Let us prove all these Oyibo people. Let us even prove ourselves wrong. So, like I said, I'm sure a lot of us, you have heard people say, I'm paying my mortgage. You've heard people, of course, you heard me when I said I just sold my house. Say I sell my house, no me say I own the house fully. The property is a mortgaged property. Okay? No worry, we go reach there. So when I say I just sold my house, what I mean is, of course, I sell the property, and I have to pay the there's a redemption fee. I will come to that, and then the equity after paying my tax, I'm able to keep the proceeds. Okay, but of course, right now I'm renting. So I'm sure you would have heard people say, I'm paying my mortgage, or you will hear some people say, I just got my mortgage approved. And another thing that you'll be hearing that is very, very common right now, another thing that you'll be hearing right now that you would have heard and you continue to hear is, you'll be hearing people say, this interest rate, what is the interest rate? The interest rate is affecting my mortgage. How, like actually every 6 weeks, almost homeowners, they are waiting to hear, for those of us in the UK, we are waiting to hear what the Bank of England is saying about interest rate. If interest rate goes up, it has a huge impact. If it goes down, it has a huge impact. I will explain that to you. So you will hear most times mortgage or homeowners, you hear them, they are paying attention to mortgage to interest rate, because interest rate is a very, very big determinant for those of us who have mortgages. Okay, for those who have mortgages, interest rate is a very, very big determinant. So, but the question is, what exactly is mortgage? Okay, I'm sure you have heard people say, I'm paying my mortgage. Some people will tell you, my mortgage, they just approved my mortgage. And then some people will tell you, interest rate, this, that. So let us get down to what is mortgage. So if you are an African living in the UK, for those of my subscribers wey dey stay UK, wey dey stay America, Canada, Canada, America, the people of Yaho, Australia, name the Western world where you dey. I don't know of African countries, but at least let's talk about the Western countries, because most Western countries they practice the mortgage system. Or anywhere in the diaspora, and you think about buying a home, this video na your own. Okay, so please share with anybody. No come call me after show. Aproko, I heard that your video that you were doing live, but I didn't want to say anything. I'm calling to come and there were some things you said. Can you explain it to me? Please. Remember, say I get live outside blogging. Okay, so please right now carry your pen and paper, stretch your ear, make you hear wetin I dey talk. Jem, how are you, sis? So, of course, if you're an African, for those of us, most of my audience, we are Africans who live in the diaspora. Of course, we have people who live in Nigeria. And of course, those who live in Nigeria or those who live in Africa, some of them, they want to buy properties in the Western country. A lot of people do that. Okay? So it is not just those of us who live in the diaspora. There are people who live in Africa who actually own properties here in the diaspora. In short, that one, a lot of people have been swindled. A lot of things. Family they don't help them buy property for abroad, where they put them for their name. Plus owo, plus they don't see anything. So come closer now and come and hear how it works. So by the end of this video, hey Bami, how are you? By the end of this video, I will hope that you would understand what mortgage is, how mortgage works, the different type of mortgage. Now, these are the things we'll cover. The common mistake people make with regards mortgage, how to prepare before you apply for mortgage. Okay? So, in simple terms, mortgage is a simple loan used to buy a property. Did you get that? Mortgage is a simple loan used to buy a property. The truth is, most people don't have hundreds of thousands of pounds. So I'm going to be referring more to the UK. I'll be using UK as a case study. Okay? Like for instance, in the United Kingdom, nobody get thousands of pounds where they put for inside accounts. Okay? Nobody has thousands of pounds that they leave inside their account, sitting and be looking at them. Okay? Instead, they borrow money from bank or from lenders. So usually, bank can give you mortgage. You can apply for a mortgage through banks, or you can apply for mortgage through building societies or through independent lenders. Okay. The truth is, the first point of contact, if you are thinking of mortgage, even if you're not going to lend, even if you're not going to borrow directly from your bank, if you are thinking of mortgage, the first thing to do is to approach the bank that you bank with. Okay? So for instance, if you bank with NatWest, I'm not saying go to NatWest. All I'm saying is, if you bank with NatWest, NatWest should be your first point of contact. Reach out to them. They have a mortgage department. Reach out to them and inquire about mortgage. Okay? Now, the reason for this is, if you reach out to your bank, for instance, if you use Barclays, for instance, I'm not saying that's what everybody use. For instance, if you use Barclays, maybe that's where, maybe that's your main account, okay? So it could be that that's where your wages go into. So they have a record of your income and your expenditure, okay? Because that's where that's where your wages go into. That's where most of your bills come out from, okay? So what that does for you is it makes it easier, instead of the one that you now need to be submitting your bank statement and blah blah blah, for them to look at mortgage in principle for you. I will tell you what mortgage in principle means. Instead, if your bank will be able to assess your affordability, okay, and they will be able to you'll be able to get a rough idea of how much they can borrow you. So it's not a case of going to go and look for a house before you know how much you can borrow. No, it is important to know how much you can borrow before you go and start looking for house. And I will explain that to you. Say for instance, maybe all you can borrow you, given your income and the calculation around your income, maybe all you can have, maybe all that the bank can borrow you, for instance, is, for talking sake, let's say maybe 100, maybe 200,000. Maybe that's what the bank can borrow you. Now, what is the point of you going to go and be looking for a house of 300,000, 400,000 pounds, when all you can get is 200,000? Okay, and that 200,000, remember, don't just stick to that 200,000. Shop around. But at least if you start with the bank in which you bank with, it makes life easy because you have an idea of at least you have a baseline. You know what they call a baseline. You have a base, you have a foundation of at least how much that they can borrow you. Most lenders, they usually would calculate for your salary, 4 times your salary. So say for instance you earn 40,000, for talking sake, you earn 40,000, it will be 40,000 times 4. Okay, so 40,000 times 4 is 160. Okay, 160,000. Now some lenders will do 4.4. They will do 4.4, 4.5. There are different ways. Some lenders will go as much as 5 times your salary or your wages, your income. Okay, it all depends. And all of these things, it could be down to you. For instance, it could be down to your credit. It could be, there are so many reasons, there are so many bars to calculating this. It's not just as set stone as 4 times. They calculate your salary 4 times. Some lenders will decide no, they're not going to go beyond 3.5 times. Some lenders will only do 3.5 times your mortgage, your income. Some lenders will go as much as 5 times your income. Some lenders actually go as much as 6 times. Again, it depends on your. It depends. There's a lot that makes that determination. It's not just as simple as this is how they do it. But however, within the African community, we have financial advisors, and this is why it's very important that people pay attention and you have the basic information. Some financial advisor will tell you that don't worry, we can calculate it 6 times, we can calculate it 6.5 times. Hello, it is okay for them to calculate. Remember, always have it at the back of your mind, financial advisor will always collect their commission. So if you let anybody put springy for your leg, you go just turn to Oba Tenimasun, Oloru of Oru, Oba Tenimasun. Okay, don't go and bite meat wey strong pass your teeth. Okay. So for instance, you want to buy a house. Let's say for talking sake, you won't buy house. Maybe the house you want to buy is worth 200,000. For instance, 200,000 pounds. And say for instance, you have a savings. Maybe you do a job, you do ISA, maybe you're a first time buyer, you have the ISA, the ISA, there's an ISA for beginner. I can't remember what it's called now. There are different ways, and government have different incentives for first time buyers. In the UK, for instance, like I said, UK is always going to be my base because that's where I live. So government have different incentives for first time buyers. Okay, but in the midst of you being a first time buyer, borrow yourself brain. Don't go and collect what you cannot afford. Okay, so for talking sake, let's say the property you want to buy, the house where you want buy, make we talk for English, you wouldn't go understand. Let's say the house you want to buy, that house is valued at 200,000 or is in the market for 200,000. Now, let me quickly say this: in the United Kingdom, England, Wales, and Ireland and Northern Ireland, they tend to do offers over. That means to say, if they say a house, say a property is 200,000, for instance, they say the selling price of the property is 200,000. In England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, you can actually bargain down. Okay? You can bargain down up to about 15% of down the price, down the asking price. Now, in Scotland, we have what they call offers over. So, offers over means she goes there. I mean, waiting you. Anyway, let me leave you. There's no point answering you. I'm sure now one of these them funke bandits. Oh, 5 to 10%. Okay. So in England now, in Scotland, for instance, we have what they call offers over. So when they say the property is 200,000, so calculate up to 15% over the property. Okay, calculate 15%. So you need to calculate 15% plus 200,000. Okay, calculate 15% plus the 200,000. So we in Scotland, the asking price is this starting amount. Okay, the property could go up to 15%. It could sell up to 15% the asking price. Okay. Meanwhile, in England, is the other way around. So if they say 200,000, according to Bami, it could be you could get 5% knock off the price, knock off the selling price, or 10% knock off the selling price. Again, all of those things is dependent. Okay. Now in Scotland, so all of those things is dependent. There are so many things that could allow you do that. Okay, it could be the survey report. It could be there. So many things. In Scotland, we have what we call the housing reports. Okay, I remember when I bought my property in 2007, we didn't have what they call housing reports. But of course, like I said, I think when I was selling, I did share some things that a lot had changed from when I bought my house to when I sold my house. There are a lot of things that when I was buying that were never checked. They were just like a walk in the park. But for me to sell, there were lots of things I needed to put in place. The year that your house was built also comes to play. The type of property you are selling comes to play. There's so many things to think about. So like I said, but let's go step by step. So for mortgage, for you to understand what mortgage is. So for instance, say the house where you want buy now 200,000 and you have saved 20,000 naira, 20,000 pounds. I say 20,000 naira, loan. You have saved 20,000 pounds. So maybe the house you want to buy, the selling price is 200,000 and you have saved 20,000 pounds. So that is 10% of 200,000. That is the tithes of 200,000. For those of you who will be Christian, make you understand the things of the spirit. So if you have saved 20,000 pounds, and of course most properties, most lenders, they expect that you have deposit of at least minimum of 10%. Some people will require minimum deposit of 5%. Again, all of that depends. But like I said, we are not here to debate how many the percentage of deposit you need to have. What we are talking about here is basic information that will help you, at least that will start as a guide for you when you want to buy, when you are considering mortgage or you are thinking about getting a mortgage. So like I said, so imagine say the house where you want buy now 200,000, okay, 200,000 pounds, and you have saved 20,000 pounds. So that means you have saved 10%. You have that deposit. That 20,000 pounds, you have it as deposit. Okay, it could be deposit. How you save them? Of course, by law, you have to prove how you have saved the money. Then the bank, obviously, so 20,000 minus 200,000 pounds, that is leaving you with 180,000 pounds. So that means what you are needing to borrow, the mortgage you are looking for, is a mortgage of £180,000. Does that make sense? Do you understand the things of the spirit? If you understand the things of the spirit, say clock it. Type clock it. So, like I said, let me repeat it again. So let's say you want to buy a house. The selling price of a house is 200,000. Okay, and you then save £20,000. Okay, if you save £20,000, so that 20,000, that is 10% of 200,000. 20,000 minus 200,000, £200,000. That leaves you with £180,000. So that means what you are looking for is £180,000. That's the loan you want from a bank, from mortgage lenders, or from building society. Okay, that is what you are looking for. That £180,000 that you are looking for is a loan which is called mortgage. Do you understand it? Say clock it. Do you understand the things of the spirit now? So the mortgage you are looking for, the loan you are looking for, is 180. Do you understand how we got to 180? So that is the property. Let me repeat it again. The house where you won't buy now 200,000. You have saved £20,000. So that £20,000 is your own money. That is a deposit, your own physical cash that you want to put down for the property. That is your own money in your name. Okay. Now you need 180,000, because that 20,000 that you have minus the 200,000 that the property is, that if you minus 200,000, 20,000 from 200,000, it leaves you with £180,000. So £180,000 is the mortgage you want. That is the loan, which is called mortgage. That's what you want. Okay. So in return, you reach out to the bank. It could be your own bank. And that's why I said the first point of contact is you reach out to your bank. Okay. When you reach out to your bank will look at with your circumstances, because your bank can see your income and your expenditure. Okay. Now, most banks, they calculate loan based on affordability. Affordability, they take into consideration what is your income. They also look at your expenditure. Now, if you are banking, so with your bank, this is actually very, very easy, because your bank sees they see your financial, they have your financial history. They can see how money comes in. They can see how you are spending. They understand, they can measure it. Okay. And in return, your bank can then calculate how much they can borrow you. It could be that your bank can borrow you the 180, or your bank can decide, you know what? Yes, we can borrow you 180. However, we also have incentive. You being a first-time buyer, we have incentive. Okay, like in the UK, government have incentives for first-time buyers. Okay, so there are some incentives. The government will say, you know what, maybe you have saved your money through ISA. Government will match up some amounts extra for you. Okay. And also, but the main thing is, if the bank is able to borrow you money, they give you something called mortgage in principle. Do you understand? So mortgage in principle is an agreement basically telling you, this is how much we can borrow you, or this is how much we are willing to loan you. So it could be that your bank is willing to borrow you the £80,000. Now, once you have that mortgage in principle, it gives you a clarity, and allows you to then go and start looking at property, because it gives you a clarity of the kind of property that you can. SK, thank you. But wait, don't let us even go to property stamp. Don't let us go to free stamp duty yet. Let us start from the very basic. For people who don't even understand the system, let's start from the basic. But thanks for highlighting that. So what the bank now does is it gives you mortgage in principle. Now, what that mortgage in principle means, that is how much the bank can loan you. So it could be that your bank is happy to give you £180,000. Okay? So if your bank is happy to give you £180,000, that one will come give you correct confidence. You can't carry your full chest, go dey check for house around your budget, which is 200,000. Okay? You are confidently able to go and start searching for house within your budget. Meanwhile, there are some banks, some lenders can decide, you know what, being a first-time buyer, we can give you 180,000 and then put some extra. There's also some extra interest and whatever. Anyway, but the main cocoa be say, what you want to do is get a mortgage in principle, get an agreement of how much the bank can borrow you, or the building society, or whatever it is, or your lenders, how much they are willing to borrow you. Now, in return, in that mortgage in principle, they will now say, what they will write in that mortgage in principle is very simple. They will say, in return, you will agree, they will tell you how long you can pay the money for. Okay? Now, the longer you can pay the money, the lesser the payback amount, the monthly payback. So, of course, age comes to play. Okay? So some mortgage in principle, depending on your age, it could just be that all they can offer you is 20 years. So you have 20 years repayment plan, whereby you are paying every month for 20 years. Okay? They will be very clear in the mortgage in principle will tell you the percentage. So maybe they are borrowing £180,000 at a percentage of 4%, 5%, whatever percent is a percent. Okay? Now, some they could say it is 25 years. Of course, the longer you are, the longer, the easier, the lower the rates that you can pay. Some will say 30 years. Sometimes some will even go as far as 35 years. Of course, you have to be much more younger for that to happen. If you are in your 50s, someone like me now, where I don't expect to see 50 by next year, now I don't expect to see 50. I might not be able to borrow up to 30 years, because they've got to also look at my some lenders will look at your retirement age. Okay, so there's quite a lot to it. But one thing I will say to you is, the more deposit you have, the better chance you have in getting better mortgage and better loan. Okay, so why are they giving you this? Why are they telling you? Why are they asking you? Or why are they giving you a repayment period of 20 years or 30 years or 35 years? The property, is a loan. Remember, all you had is 20,000, and you are wanting them to borrow you 180. Okay? So what they now do is, the property, that mortgage, that property where you won't buy, now be the loan. Now it be the collateral. You know what they call collateral? Now it be security for that bank. Okay? So technically, yes, you dey collect loan, but you see that your property, if they bond you well, no do mortgage repayment. If they bond you well, they miss your repayment. Bank they no go argue with you. They go send you letter, ask you how far, waiting. If they see say you no cooperate, ologbeni, they go take legal action. Before you know wetin dey happen, they go auction your property, they go sell am because they need their money back. So if you stop paying, the lender can take, or they will repossess your house. That's what they call repossession, and that is something that we are noticing with some African community, where they are losing their property. It dey happen to Oyibo too. But our African community, a lot of times, because we are not necessarily paying attention, okay, a lot of times we are doing things without, a lot of times we are doing things without asking questions. People will go buy house, so strong past their power. They will come dey flex. Can you see my house? I have 3 reception. I have 3 sitting room. I have 20 rooms. I shake inika. To buy property no be the problem. Now to understand how to buy am. Now be the cocoa of the cocoa. Now, let us come and go to the next stage. How does mortgage work? This mortgage, what does it truly mean? Now we understand what mortgage mean. We know that mortgage is a loan that you collect to buy property. Okay? Now, let us go to how mortgage works. Every mortgage payment usually consists of two parts. We have what they call capital. So there's a capital and interest. Okay? This capital and interest. So for a mortgage, the capital is the actual money that you borrowed. You know that 180,000 wey you borrow, so na be the real capital. Okay? The interest na like maybe 4%, 5%, 6%, whatever percent of the percent it is. That is why when you collect your mortgage in principle, it is very, very important that you carry binocular and microscope to read it. There is nothing like, I don't know what I was signing. Hello? Read down. Carry binocular. Carry microscope. You know microscope? Carry on. Read every single word under your mortgage in principle. Okay? The mortgage in principle na go tell you, say if you get anybody wey dey stay the house, you have to let your lenders know. Okay? There are so many things wey fit carry you enter go where you don't know if you go get mortgage. Remember, you are borrowing the loan from bank, lender, or whoever it is that you borrow it from. So what that means is they have a say over what you do with your property. That's why it's very, very important that you read your mortgage in principle very, very well, because your mortgage in principle tells you what the lender expects from you. It stipulates their terms and conditions. So, like I said, the capital is that money where you borrow, that 180,000 where you borrow, so now be the capital. Okay? The interest, now that interest where the lender they charge. So for that 180,000, the lender fee say if they borrow you at the rate of 4.1%, 4 point whatever percent. That is why, remember I say Bank of England. For those of us where they UK, every 6 weeks you go see us, we go see BBC. You go see us begin to read newspaper as if our life will depend on newspaper, because we want to see what happens with interest rates, because interest rate is a big determinant of so many things, particularly if you get mortgage, if you get savings, all those ones, interest rate na dey determine a lot of things. So, for instance, if you borrow 180,000, which is a capital, that money where you borrow from bank, where you borrow from lender, where you borrow from whatever it is where you for borrow am, that is 180,000. Now, bank fit decide to say, if na bank, building society, whoever way be say he borrow you the 180,000 pounds, if he decide say interest, he go charge 5% interest. So that means to say your monthly payment go include paying back the 180,000. You know that 180,000 wey you dey pay, you go get amount wey they go calculate to say you go dey pay. You know, say they go divide them. Maybe that 180 they will divide it by 20 years, depending on how long they say they won't borrow you for. It could be 20 years, it could be 25 years, it could be 30 years, it could be 35 years. Whatever year they say they borrow you for. So they go calculate them. Then they go come add interest on top of them. Okay? Do you understand? If you understand, say clock it. Let me see if you understand. If you understand, please type clock it. Make I know say you understand. Are people understanding the things of the spirit? So, at the beginning of a mortgage, a large portion of your payment goes towards your interest. Now interest they shop your mortgage. Now they shop your first set of payments. So you notice that when you get your mortgage, once you secure your mortgage and you start paying, you notice that your interest rate can be high. The interest rate can be low. Again, remember, say for UK and the rest of the world, inflation e dey. Okay, all those money is going up, money is going down, interest rate, it plays a huge role. Okay, so inflation determines a lot of things. So as the year passes, more of your payment goes down towards reducing the debt, but the interest na be the cocoa of the cocoa. Okay, and of course, maybe the first year, I remember when I first get my mortgage, make una laugh. I remember the first time I got my mortgage, hey, the thing shocked me. When I see how much they collect every month, I say, hey, I can't fix them for 5 years. Omo, of course I can afford it, but you know funny o, hey, na so I come dey look, I say, hey, akaribi. But I like the way I love to fix what I do. I like to know how much comes out of my account every month. So, on that level, the thing no funny. But like I said, as the year goes by, more of your payment goes towards reducing your debt. And that's why every year, you get what they call your mortgage statement. Your mortgage statement tells you how much you have paid and how much is remaining. So out of that 180,000 wey you borrow, I no like give you the first 5 years, you no go see the thing reduce. The thing fit reduce by maybe like 1,000 or 2,000 pounds. E go shock you. Okay, it's very important you pay attention to your mortgage statements. For the first 5 years, 6 years, you might not see drastic changes to your payments or to the remaining amount on your debt. You will just surprise say that 180, if you be say out of that 180 for 5 years, for talking sake, if you be say na only 4,000 and you don't pay, because a lot of it na interest you dey pay towards. Okay, but subsequently, maybe 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, you begin to see it gradually drop the rates. You begin to see that your the amount begins to reduce. Okay, so it's very, very important. These are things where our people no dey pay attention to. You can't hear them, this oyibo people, they scam me, they tell me say mortgage. You see them a lot on TikTok, you see them on YouTube, where the people are busy displaying ignorance. You see them screaming and shouting. Okay, this is very, very, like I said, once you get your mortgage in principle, carry binocular, carry microscope, read word for word. Don't be too quick to sign. Read before you sign anything. Now, what is deposit? You know say I don't tell you wetin mortgage be. I don't tell you how mortgage dey work. There is capital, there is interest around mortgage. Now, let us talk about deposit. Deposit is the money you contribute towards buying that property, that house. You see this fine house wey you dey look for your screen, so the money wey be your own gangan. So let's say for instance, we come back again, maybe the price of the house wey you wan buy na 200,000. Okay, now for that 200,000, when they advertise the house, you go see and say they go do mortgage calculation. Ideally, some people go say lenders go say, like in the UK now, ESPC, we have Remax, we have all sorts of people that sell properties. Okay, the easiest way to do is go on ESPC. If you are thinking of buying properties, I'm not saying go and buy on ESPC, but go and familiarize yourself. Go on ESPC, Echo Sugar Papa Charlie, ESPC. In short, let me screenshot it. Go and Google it, so that gives you an idea. I don't know if they have it in what's it called? I don't know if they have it in England, But let me show you. Hold on. Let me show you. Show me your kókó sà, ọmọ àlè tíràsà, ha 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 ha. So for those of you who are outside the UK, you go and look at what works for you in your own country. Hey, hold on. Where is it? Okay, so I don't know if you guys have something like this in England. In Scotland, this is what we have. We have ESPC. There's ESPC. There's Remax. I'm sure Remax is a. There's Remax. I'm not advertising. I'm just telling you. These are basic places that you can go. These are basic sites that you can go that will give you a hair. Zoopla, Rightmove, thank you. So people are listing different ones. It's not necessary for you to buy, but it gives you an idea of the kind of properties that are available, the prices of property. They would give you like they will kind of put like down. They will put like an estimated down payment that you're expected to have and things like that. So even visiting all these sites like Rightmove, Zoopla, One Market, ESPC, whatever, there are so many sites for buying. Just write, like for instance, you can just type property for sale in Edinburgh, for instance, property for sale in London. It will bring up different, and you can click. It gives you an idea. Me, if there's anything I love to do, I love going to view houses. Okay, I love going to view property. I love going to view properties, and I love going to view properties. I love by viewing properties, it gives me an idea of the area, okay, and it also gives me an idea of what I want. It allows me to make up my mind. Easy peasy. It gives me an idea of what I'm expecting. So, and also it also allows you to look at different areas as well. So like I said, so if you have, say the property is selling for 200,000. So say the property is selling, maybe they are saying that the property is for sale for 250,000, and you have a deposit of 20,000. So that's 10% of 200,000. So if you have a deposit of 10%, automatically what it means is the mortgage you are looking for is 180. That's the loan you want is 180. Now remember, the larger your deposit, say okay, maybe the property is 200,000 and you have 30,000. Okay, maybe the property is selling for 200,000 and you have 30,000, you have 40,000. You know what? The larger your deposit, the better mortgage deal you will get. Okay, because it means you will borrow less. The more you are able to save, the more deposit you have, the lesser loan you can collect. Okay, it even makes you very, very flexible. It means you have lower monthly repayments. Okay, for instance, if the property is 200,000 and you have managed to save up to about say 80,000 pounds, what it means is all you are looking for is £120,000 loan. Okay, so think about it. The more money you have, the more savings you have, or the more deposit you have, the better your mortgage deal, the better the loan deal you will get. It means instead of you paying for 20 years, you might choose to pay less. It might just be 18 years, it might be 17 years. The more money you have to dispose, the higher. Okay, and that's why you see that when people are reselling their property, because they've had enough equity, some people get quite good equity, some people don't. So if you get good equity, what it does for you is it gives you better chance. You are even able to buy a bigger, of course, don't buy bigger house if you don't need it. Okay? You need to downsize. It's very important to downsize. Like me now, if I go and buy a 3 bedroom, na ikojayi, okay, I can buy a house that maybe I can expand, maybe I can extend to 3 bedroom. But to be fair, because I live on my own, I don't need a 3 bedroom house. All I need is just a 2 bedroom house. Okay? Because you also need to look at the practicality, and we'll come to that. So, the more money you have, the more deposit you have, the better mortgage deal, the better loan deal you get, the lower monthly pay you get, the less interest over time. Many lenders usually would ask for 5% deposit. Some prefer 10%. Some will even ask up to 20%. Okay? Some lenders will say, no. Me, I no get anybody for inside house again. Na grandchildren na im go remain. So, and of course, like they come, they go. So, 2 bedroom, whatever I'm buying now, 2 bedroom. Of course, that 2 bedroom can be extended, but that 2 bedroom, I don't need 3 bedroom. I don't need a house I cannot manage. So, like I said, saving a deposit is usually the hardest part for a first-time buyer. But the easiest way around it is you can get yourself into this ISA, start looking at different options of saving. You can do ISA, stocks and shares, look at different ways. Some people do ajo, the thrift. Some people do thrift as a way of saving. However, what I will say is if you are doing thrift, remember, whatever anyhow that you are saving, is very important that you are able to evidence how that money is going in and out of your account. Okay? Because there's what we call the FSA law. The money laundry, they have to do money laundry check. Okay? There's money laundry check. So it's very important that you're able to evidence how you got your deposit. You can't just have deposit from the blues. And if they give you the money, you have to evidence how that person get the money. That's another thing that gets people into trouble. Okay? So usually saving a deposit is usually the hardest part for first-time buyer. However, like if you're in the UK, the government have a lot of incentives for first-time buyer. If you're a first-time buyer, maybe that's the first time you're buying a property, it's very important to speak to your bank. They have the ISA scheme. Some new build companies, they have a scheme available for first-time buyers. There's government incentive. There's so many things. Explore your different option. Me, personally, I'm not a fan of new built houses, but again, I'm not here to tell you I am a fan or I'm not a fan of new built houses. But it's very important that you speak to a mortgage advisor. Okay? Before you do anything, first point of contact is speak to a mortgage advisor. The mortgage, instead of you going to go and look for a mortgage advisor outside, book an appointment with your bank. Your bank will always have a mortgage department. Book an appointment with your bank and explore your different options. At least that way, that's your baseline. Okay? Now, let's talk about types of mortgage. Say different type of mortgage dey. different type of loan dey. Now be wetin we dey talk for here. So the first one is a fixed rate mortgage. Okay? So for instance, your interest rate, it go stay at the same for a set period. Remember I told you when I first bought my property, I was on a fixed rate. And that's who I am. I love to fix my rate. I don't like variables. I'm not the kind of person that enjoy variables. So there are some lenders, they will fix your mortgage for 2 years. Some they will fix it for 5 years. Okay, I've always fixed for 5 years. I prefer 5 years. Okay, so but that's my own preference. Don't go by what I prefer. Everybody is different. Okay, so for instance, you have 5% fixed. So it could be maybe the interest rate is 5%. So that will be that amount is what you pay. You pay that the 5% interest rate is what you pay for 5 years. So if you are in the UK, you would have been hearing people saying, you will hear even in the news where people talk about interest rate and they are saying, the homeowners, you always hear that word, homeowner. Homeowners means people that have their mortgage. So you will hear that some people will say their mortgage is fixed for 2 years, some their mortgage is fixed for 3 years, some their mortgage is fixed for 5 years. Okay, so with interest rate, if interest rate goes down, it means before the end of their 5 years, they are beginning to look for different deals. Okay, they will look for different deals. They shop around. It's very important that you shop around. Don't just stay with one lender. You can shop around. Okay, so you can shop around. Again, it's just like you going to the shops. You don't just walk into M&S to buy something. Well, that's me anyway. I don't just walk into M&S. Even if I like the thing for M&S, I go look am. I go check am for Primark. I go check am for Shein. Okay, then I will now decide which one I won't buy. Me, I love bargain. I love deals. Okay, so the advantage of fixed rates, okay, for you to fix your mortgage, that's you are paying the same amount for maybe 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. The advantage of that is your payment is predictable. That your payment is not going to ever change, not the same. For that 5 years, if na £1 you dey pay, you know say na £1 for that 5 years. Of course, there's no mortgage that is £1. Then it's very easy for you to budget. If you are like me, where they like to dey carry spreadsheet up and down, I like to know what is coming out, what I am. I like to know my income. I also like to know my expenditure. Because of that, I always like to fix my rates. Even my utility bill, I fix it. My everything I do, I like to have a fixed rate. I like to know how much is coming out every month. Now, the disadvantage of having a fixed mortgage, having a fixed rate mortgage, is that you miss out if interest rate falls. So say for instance, interest rate is say for talking sake now is 5. I think in UK now, I think interest rate is 4 point something. I think I can't even remember. Anyway, say for interest for talking sake, interest rate is 5%. Maybe they now reduce interest rate to like maybe 3%, for instance. Now, because you are on a fixed rate of 5%, that 5% interest rate is what you will pay for the 5 years that you are fixed. Of course, after that 5 years, you can now review. Maybe shortly before the 5 years, you can review it. Okay, but unfortunately, you can do an early review, but it just means you will do more payments. You have to pay early repayments. Okay, so it means you have to do early repayments. Now, variable mortgage rates. The variable means interest rate goes up and down. Okay, so if the interest rate goes up, your payment goes up, your monthly payment goes up. If the interest rate goes down, remember there was a time interest rate was 0.05%. All the payment, most homeowners that were on variable, their interest or their repayment, some people were even paying as low as £200 monthly for their interest rates. Okay, so the benefit is when the interest rate goes down, your monthly payment reduces. Of course, if the interest rate rise from 0.05, it goes to 7%, your monthly payment go increase by 7%. Okay, now there's another one called tracker mortgage. So this tracker mortgage, it follows a central bank interest rate. If the base rate for your mortgage repayment rises, your mortgage payment will also rise. If the base rate falls, your mortgage payment it go fall. Okay, so it's a tracker. So we have fixed rate mortgage, we have variable rate mortgage, and we have tracker mortgage. Do you understand it? Let me see you type clock it. So now let's talk about interest rate. What is interest rate? Interest rate is one of the most important factors in mortgage. there is no point going for a mortgage if you don't understand what interest rate does. So interest rate, for instance, if the mortgage wey you borrow na 200,000, say maybe the loan wey you collect for bank na 200,000, and that 200,000, the interest rate of as at the time wey you borrow am na 3%. That means you pay far less over time. If it's at 6%, it means you could pay 10 times more. If na 6%, it means it increases. Okay? Now, a small change in interest rate can make a huge difference over the life of the mortgage. Do you understand? This is why homeowners pay. That's why homeowners, you see us, they are always paying close attention. What is Bank of England saying? What is Bank of America saying? What is Bank of Australia saying? You know, all the countries where you are busy studying their interest rates. If a homeowner, interest rate, nobody's monitor interest rate reach homeowners. Okay? Now, let us now go to mortgage terms and condition. What does it mean? What does mortgage terms and condition mean? Mortgage term is how long it takes you to repay your loan. Remember say mortgage is a loan. How long does it take you to repay your loan? So there are some mortgage rates that are 20 years. It means you have a higher monthly payment and less total interest. Okay? Now, if it's 35 years, you have lower monthly payment and more interest rate. So, if your repayment time is shorter, it means your interest rate is lower. It means the interest that you have to pay is less. And if you have a longer time to pay your mortgage, a longer time to pay your loan, it means you have more interest to pay. Do you understand that? So, but the thing be say, many people choose longer term because the monthly payment feels more affordable. Okay? However, they often end up paying significant more interest. So if you, maybe for instance, you decide say your mortgage, you won't do 35 years mortgage. It means the interest you will pay, by the time you calculate that, you go pay plenty interest past the loan wey you collect. Do you understand what that means now? Now, these are the common mistakes wey people dey make for mortgage. Let us come and hear the common mistake. First and foremost, buying more houses that you can afford. What does that mean? A lot of our people, they will say, I want to buy a house like the house in Banana Island. You will now go and collect. That's where kasala dey burst. That's where you run into the hands of àwọn financial advisor within our community, where they go tell you, don't worry, we can help you get 7 times your salary for mortgage. We can help you get 8 times your salary for mortgage. You come begin dey run 140. As you dey pack night shift, na so you dey pack day shift, na so you dey pack evening shift, na so you dey do snake in monkey shadow, na so you come dey find wetin no loss. You buy house to sleep for inside the house na problem. So what do you see? You see people, they will go and borrow money wey they no fit afford. That a property that if you are looking for loan, if you are looking for mortgage, and they say, based on your salary, you can borrow 200,000. There is no law that says you have to look for a house of 200,000. The advice is look for properties that are lower. Okay? Look for properties that is lesser than what you can afford, the maximum of what you can afford. So for instance, if they say what you can afford is 500,000 pounds, that's the loan you can get, given your credit rate and all whatnot. 500,000 is what you can what the bank can loan you. There is no law that says you have to go and look for a house of 500,000. Okay? There's no law that says go and look for a house of 500,000. You can look for a house lower than that, Don't go to the maximum. Don't go and buy a house that is at the maximum of your borrowing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? Like me now, for instance, of course, I'm not going to come out and tell you this is how much I can borrow. But the core of the matter is, the properties I'm looking at, they are nowhere near the maximum of what I can borrow. Okay? Because I am not prepared to be squeezing myself. I am not prepared to do that. I want to buy a house where beside I go fit sleep, wake up in peace. I don't have to be running around, running helter skelter. Okay? So, just because the bank approve a certain amount, like I said, it doesn't mean you have to go and get that particular amount. If the bank approves loan of 300,000, there's no law that says go and buy a house of 300,000. Always make sure you leave room for emergency. You leave room for family responsibilities. You leave room for job changes. It's possible that while you are working, you got made redundant, and yet your bills does not stop. You know, say for Western world, whatever happens, your bill they stop. And over here for Western world, nobody the help person they pay bill. Everybody hide the rent. Nobody they help anybody they pay rent. Nobody they help anybody they pay mortgage. Okay? So it's very, very important. There's no babalaye that is paying anybody's mortgage here. No, but I mean, no, I know that information is not there. There's no babalaye that is there to help you pay your mortgage. Even if babalaye won't pay your mortgage, you won't hear the truth. If you no fit pay am for a long time. So always make sure that you leave room for emergency. Remember, say that property where you dey buy, make I tell you the truth. Oh boy, to get mortgage na the easiest thing, no. If you know the kind cost wey come with getting a mortgage. So first time, like I said, leave room for emergency. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. You fit get the mortgage, may health concerns come, make you get sickness, make you get life-changing sickness, or you need life-changing, or you get an accident. Anything can happen. So it's very, very important that you calculate, that you leave room for emergency. Leave room for family responsibility. As a couple, one of una fit kpai. These are realities. These are things we don't want to talk about, but these are our realities. Somebody fit kpai among if na two of una buy. If it be say one of una go get life-changing illness, where be say the person is not fit to work. So what happens to the mortgage, even though the mortgage is in joint income? Okay? There are so many things to think about. So it's very important. Let's say, for instance, maybe the property you want to buy is 200,000. Yes, the bank borrow you 200,000. It doesn't mean you have to go and buy property of 200,000. Okay? And because of that, that also impacts on where you are looking for property. Okay? Where you're looking for property, it impacts on it. The kind of property you want. There's so many things to think about. It's not just as simple as I go get mortgage. Now, also think of job change. It's possible you could be made redundant. It's possible your hours is cut down to part-time. It's possible fundings get extinguished and your role cannot continue and you have to swap to another role. Or it's possible you are forced into redundant. There are so many things that can happen. So it's very, very important you think of that word. Where they say in case of incasity, according to my late mother, you go say in case of incasity. Mistake number 2, where people they avoid additional cost. You know what they call additional cost? Etc. 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 Remember, I said I tell you before, say when they give you mortgage in principle, make you carry binocular, make you carry microscope, make you carry and read them. You get why. Many people, when they want buy property, they only focus on the property. Hey, I'm on the pumping. How are you? Many people, When they wan buy property, they only focus on the mortgage, they focus on the loan. I want to buy this property is 300,000. Okay, now they go collect loan. Maybe they have 20,000, they go collect loan of 280. They come carry the entire 280 go buy property. When they buy the property, they no think of property tax. These are small these are day-to-day reality. They don't think of property tax. They don't think of building and content insurance. As a homeowner, it's very important that your home is insured. In the United Kingdom, if you're a homeowner and your home is not insured, it is a criminal offense. Now, another thing be say, they are not even thinking of repairs. Make una laugh. When I first bought my property, you see that my property where I sell, when I first buy am, when you hear son you know what they call son you. I should say, if anybody laugh me, I go block the person. When I first buy that property na son you know what they call son you. The more you see, the less you understand. Everything was looking pemping. Ashe, the person where I buy property for, ashe na him by himself, na him fix everything wey dey the house, including gas. Na him fix am. Lord Darren. And that time for Scotland, make I drink water. That time for Scotland, we no get housing reports. That time for Scotland, we no get home reports. Now so the kitchen was lovely. Me, I was carried away. Big kitchen. Oh, country kitchen. I love this. These cottage kitchens. I see the kitchen and I like am. I said, how are you? I say, and that's why I like am. That's why I come buy the thing. The bathroom, everything was fine. If you are honestly, anybody will, I go block una if una laugh me. So anyway, one day, as I buy property finish, now I come from work one day. Now so I lean on my worktop. You know what they call worktop for kitchen. Now so I lean on now. Now everything come. Now I hear pokoro. No. It wasn't my kitchen first and foremost. Now my bathroom. I share my bathroom with one shower. You can't touch the wall. Now so the wall go dey shake. I say, hey, wala dey. The wall dey shake. You know when you hear body dey shake, leg dey shake. The house can't dey the wall can't dey shake. Meanwhile, when I come view, everything na son yo-yo. You know what they call son yo-yo? You know it's more something. Now I come think say na just a minor thing. Hey, oh boy. Now so I can't call electrician. I can't call plumber. I call builder. Now I just think say na because na ties. Now I can't call builder. Now the builder can't look the thing. Now the builder, oh boy. Now the builder come. Now builder, and you know say, if you live abroad, you know what the builders be like. All this initial work. Now builder touch the prop. Now he touch the thing. Now he say, this is not habitable. My eye very often do 360. You know what they call 360? Wallahi, when you hear around Kongaza, my eye very often do 360. Now I say, what do you mean? Now he say there is dampness. I no see the damp with the time when I won't buy the house, because everything that's on you. Ties day. Now I come say, what do you mean? In fact, trust me, that the wafi in me. Now I felt for use wafi. I use with the tape pot here. Now I say, what do you mean? What do you mean? Now the builder say, this is not certified. It's not habitable. It's not certified to be used. And this is not play, they play. Now he can't touch the thing. Oh boy, you want to hear the truth? As he touch the wall, you know the other where I buy house from. Actually, he fix everything himself. The other where I buy house from. Now 3 layers of ties he puts. Because the house quick sell, he no quick done on me. Now 3 layers of ties. Now the other puts. You know what they call 3 layers of ties? As in, he put tie on top of tie on top of tie. So the problem be say, assuming I lean on that wall, hey, no be small thing o. And my bathroom is, the wall is the same wall holding the kitchen, holding the living room. Omo, na so the builder touch the wall, na the thing fall for ground. No be small something o. My bathroom, from my sitting room, I was looking into my bathroom. You come dey see, you see me, I see you. Lọ́rọ̀ kan ṣá, that was within a month of moving into the property. Lọ́rọ̀ kan ṣá, I use £15,000 mo fi gbára. I dey tell you, I did not my eye blow. This thing wey I dey talk like play. Wallahi I wan craze. I no go lie give you, I nearly craze. I no go lie give you, I nearly craze. And that time we no get housing report, we no get home reports. I think say na play. Na the guy quote 15,000. I say 15,000 lórí kíni àti kíni 15k lọ́hùn. Hey, now I come say okay, I say I need now I come get another builder. I shall get 3 quote. Lọ́rọ̀ kan ṣá, I think eventually I was able to do it for like 11,000. But either way, you know what is the difference between at 11 and 15? What was the difference? So they do the wall finish. I think say that was the end. Hey, honestly, you no go understand the things of the spirit. As I can't do that one finish for my mind now, I think say my mind don't touch ground. You know when you say your mind don't touch ground, I think say my mind don't touch ground. Now so I waka, now I come out, I can't say everything don't do. Now so one day I can't come out. Now me and my pikin we come out. Luckily for me, I go pick my pikin. But luckily for me, my child, luckily, he don't shop for childminder place. Now so we can't reach house. Me, I don't know say gas smell. You know say the gas smell for Nigeria, I don't know say no be the same for United Kingdom. Hey, I just want to say something they smell, but me I don't know wetin e be. No forget, e never reach 3 months where I do bathroom. I never drink water drop cup. Hey, now so I dey. Now the thing come dey smell. Now come dey wonder, what is the smelling of? What's this? So my childminder, which is my next door neighbor, she's a registered childminder. So the childminder, luckily for me, my pikin forget shoe. You go understand why I mean say luckily for me now. My pikin forget in shoe for in childminder place. So now the woman come knock door. Say hello, it's so and so. Now he come say gas is smelling. I say gas is smelling like how? Where is gas? And for whatever reason, I be one boy, I be one e be as I be one cook. Okay, so I was just being lazy. I was just lazing around. I be one cook. Assuming I light, because my gas na this normal, you know this gas cooker wey dey ignite itself. Assuming I light that gas, oh boy, I for burn house down. Now my neighbor say gas dey smell. You know say Nigerian gas, e get as Nigerian gas dey smell. Me I think na Nigerian gas anyway. Now say na there o. Now quick now I comot for the house. Now so now my neighbor say e dey lie. He say we go now I comot. As we comot, you wan hear? Now I come call gas gas engineer. You know say na gas engineer you go call. Now so I call gas engineer. God no save me, Jesus no save me. This one na my neighbor na save me. No be Jesus. Leave Jesus for one corner. Now my neighbor, now I can't call gas engineer. I can't describe the smell. In short, me I even still dey tembele the thing. Now my neighbor collect the phone for my hand. He tell and say, now he say the gas is smell is all over the house. Because me I still dey try to work out wetin be the smell. Anyway, na play I think I dey play. Oh boy. For one solid week, I no fit go that house because they have to get to the bottom of wetin how the gas dey leak. The odaran where I buy house from, ashey na him by himself connect gas. The gas cooker, because na integrated gas cooker, ashey na him by himself connect am. Lomo odaran. E dey save money. Lọ́rọ̀ kan ṣá, that one sef, How much I use take gbara? I can't remember. I think by the time I calculate the money wey I spend, e don reach almost 20 something thousand. No be small something o. I dey tell you, no be small something. Now I come think say wahala dey. I dey. That one I do that one. At least for the first maybe 1 year, 2 year, everything dey okay. Bad everything was just getting better. It was getting better. Now one day I dey work, na my pikin call me, mommy, the worktop is on the floor. You no go understand the things of the spirit. I say worktop is on the floor, bibawo. What do you mean worktop is on the floor? He say I was trying to wash the dishes and the worktop fell on the worktop crumbled on the floor. You know. I say worktop crumbled on the floor. As how now? Kilo shele. Now how much you use take crumble the work food? Me, I didn't even understand. I just thought he was joking. I even when he say crumble, you know, say small children, I think say this pikin dey exaggerate. Omo, no be small something. Now I reach there. When I reach house, I don't even take am as emergency. Now I reach house, the worktop, and my pikin na lenge. Nice. Where how the worktop? In short, when I reach house, I look the thing. I say, worktop crumble. Like how? Báwo ló ṣe crumble? When you hear around Kagaza, no be small something o. This thing wey I dey talk, e be like a film, e be like movie, but these are your realities. I'm not saying it happens in every home, but these are realities. Na so anyway, na so we shall do. I can't go B and Q. That I never get sense. I can't go B and Q. I can't go buy a refurbished kitchen. You know those they are kitchen. No, be refurbished. What's an X display kitchen? Now I buy. I can't dey do buy now, pay later. No be small something. Of course, I love the kitchen. I love the kitchen. At least I had that kitchen till I sold it. I bought a country kitchen. Anyway, the longer I thought the story, gbomo wa kini owo lo ná ni. Na e be mortgage. Gbomo wa kini owo lo ná ni. That one do. Me really. And you know say for abroad, your house have to be up to standard. It has to meet building regulation. Otherwise, insurance no go gree insure am. So I had no choice. If you know the kind, that house be like kalu. You know what they call kalu? And these are the realities. So a lot of people, when they want get mortgage, they understand the things of the spirit. And before you say, that's why I'm looking to buy a new house. You see all those new homes to get your own wahala. When snag start snagging, kasala dey on top. It snags. There's a whole lot to new built houses as well. Many people, we get one of my friends wey buy new built house. When he begin dey tell me in dilemma, in short, as she dey tell me, she say never in her life. Say she no go even advise her enemy make you go buy new built house for the kind money wey she don spend. She no go ever advise advise anybody to go buy new built. Me as a person, I don't like new built. I like old houses. Anyway, then repairs dey. Okay? Repairs dey o. Na shagbelogi oyo, but if you tell people, they no dey hear you. Repairs dey. Yeah, there's building surveyor, but I mean there's building surveyor everywhere. I had a building surveyor, but it's not everything. I mean, it's not everything that they're going to pick up on now. They will pick up on stuff, but anyway. So the long and short of it, you can't predict repairs. And this is something, if you are going to buy property, this is something you always have to know. I remember one time that when my kitchen sink block, that I never understand the things of the spirit of YouTube. Now so my sink block. Now I call plumber. Now I phone plumber. The plumber come. Daddy, I don't go ever forget this thing. Now so plumber come, water no gree go. I don't know, say if I go buy, you know those unblock clog. You know that thing where they sell for, I don't know what they call them. You know that thing that unblocks your sink, that liquid that can help you unblock your sink. Anyway, me I don't know. Now the plumber come. You know funny, I think that it was a Sunday. if you dey UK, you know wetin I mean. Na so the plumber carry himself come. Na the guy just say, he just come, hello, for coming na £200. Ó gbowó mi, ó gbà like ó gbà ó fomi ṣàn mi lọ́wọ́. Na so the guy come. He just pour liquid inside the thing, na the thing comot. Less than 5 minutes, £200. Mo bá wo ra mi báyìí ní, what did you do? He say it's done. I say, wetin done? Wetin you cook wey done? Na so I ask I don't know, is that why I ask the guy? I say, wetin you cook wey done? Now he say it's done. I say, is it done like how? I say it's done. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Hey. Now I say, wetin you do? I just want to say the guy pour something, he comot. Now I say, hey, Ologbeni, my eye clear. You know when you say your eye clear? Hey, Ologbeni. Na so I carry my eye. Now I come reach office, I come dey tell them. Now they say, you call plumber. Why are you calling plumber? Go on YouTube. Na so I go YouTube. Oh. Now they give me, I can't see DIY. No DIY wey no sabi do. If you get property, you go say you have to learn to do DIY. You have to learn. Bọ́mọ̀ wá kí ni owó ló ná ni, you have to learn. You know when you learn DIY, you have to learn DIY. You learn it. Because the hourly rate is not smiling. I even get toolbox. I buy toolbox from Kingdom Polka, from B&Q. I buy toolbox. I get toolbox. Me and toolbox, we dey waka up and down. I get them. So there are repairs. I'm not saying it to scare you. These are your realities. And then maybe you now need to do your roof. Maybe your roof slitted. You need to do roof. Ologbeni, they go carry coat come meet you. Like before, I told you before I sold my house, I did a insulation because you have to follow building regulation. I had to do insulation. That insulation where I do Olori Tauni, almost £20,000. Well, just over £20,000. No be say I get the money as I dey all color this money. No be say I get them. You know. So I had to do insulation because it's mandatory. Okay, I had to do the insulation. It's mandatory. And then when I can't finish insulation, I saw my boiler can't decide to say in middle name na Gerewuye. Now so the thing called they do kere Ologbe. Hey, honestly, hey, you see when you buy property, to buy property don't be the problem. To buy property no be the wahala. Na maintenance, you know that maintenance and repair. The thing go do you like film trick. Now so we can't so abroad, you know say it don't be like Nigeria. Abroad no be like Nigeria. When we say you go say okay, I can cut corner. Ologbeni, you can't cut corner. Oh. And for home report now, you go spell out everything one by one. You go my boiler. I bought new boiler. I buy new boiler because the old one, I couldn't sell the property given the old one. Because the old one, I say when you own her, you know generator, I better pass your. I said the thing go do like error logi. I say hey, like share lota. No be small something. Hey, okay now. New property they bring serious spend. No be small something. You know God, that people don't understand the things of the spirit. Now so the thing called do like a raw lotta. And you know say Scotland, our weather they always they cold, so you don't even feed these guys. So now so my property now, the one where I just sell now 1962. Now they build the property. And as I just they look and say, Emila Yemi yo. So it's not easy. Mold unko, dampness, mold and dampness. I use that in short. Agbano, when you define agbano ayiraye ni mold and dampness. Agbano ayiraye. When you are looking for agbano, when you are looking for the devourer that devoured their father, na mold and dampness. Na be devourer that devoured their father. Me where I say I wan buy cottage make I gist you, na I come get one of my friend wey be architect. You know say I tell you say I go look cottage, I go put offer on top of cottage. Na my friend wey be architect na me and am go. Na he look me say, he say see e be like say suffer head na your middle name. Na I say wetin happen? I say oh I love character, I love this, I love that. He say you love character, shey you know the cost of doing this? The cottage e get na oil heating, na oil dey use dey heat am. E come get private septic, private water. Me I no understand the things of the spirit. See when they break the thing down for me, when you hear mo ya japa, when you hear japa mo japa danu mo japa danu. No be to buy the cottage, no be the problem. Na the main ten ance culture. Forget about even the old. Na the main ten ance of the cottage. And when cottage start, when cottage wahala start, yeah. Well, you know that way you call. Even MFM prayer sef no fit save you when cottage kasala start. So na there I come borrow myself brain. So na so e be. Now remember say like I said, repairs dey. Then insurance sef e get as e dey. Depending on the property that you are buying, there are some properties that your insurance na skyrocket, because there are different ways. You say your AC is on life support your AC is on life support at the moment. I might have to I understand you. I understand the things of the spirit. No be suppose something. That's why when people are screaming, oh I got a mortgage, I say I got to buy mortgage. No, that's why, you remember I was telling you, I said when I used to go to redeem, when people were giving testimony, praise the Lord, I just bought a house. No, you no buy house, you mortgage. Now bank get that property. And of course, the better you maintain your property, the more value you get for it when you are selling. The better chances you have to sell it at the exact valued price. But of course, anybody who wan buy it too, you go dey look for loophole, because he too wan save money. He wan knock down money on the asking price. So like I said, insurance is very important, that you understand the kind of insurance. There's some properties, their insurance are very expensive. There are also some properties, the insurance, there are some insurance that will not insure. There are some insurance that they will not even insure new builds. There are some insurance, like when you're buying cottages, there are some specialist insurance, because these are old properties, depending on what the property is. So you need to understand these things. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying don't rush. Like I said to you, I'm not saying make you no get mortgage, but you need to think. It is not Nigeria. E no be like Nigeria where we say you will just do everything jaga, anything jaga. No, you need to think properly. It is no be something where you could just rush go do. No be something of a fizzy. There's nobody that you are doing a fizzy for. Nobody's interested in whether you buy property, whether you no buy property. Nobody gives a monkeys. Okay? And of course, if you are buying property to rent, if you are renting out property, the onus is on you to do your repairs. It's very, very important that you do your repairs. And of course, you fit get property, you fit buy property, maybe you dey rent am, but most of your rent, if they go on repairs. Anyway, so then you also have service charge. There are some properties that there's service charges. So it's very, very important. Don't get carried away with I want to get mortgage. Understand the things of the spirit around mortgage. Because if you understand basic additional cost, always leave room. Make sure you put something in the kitty for additional cost. You see, I tell you, say, hey, Ologbe, I say my bathroom, you no go believe, when I first move into that property, my bathroom for almost 2 months I couldn't use my bathroom. It's bad enough say I get builder make e come do am, and you know say builders oh yeah. In short, for the builder first start to dey do the building, na the year guy he go on holiday, he leave my work go on holiday, no be small something o. And you know say oyibo no get tankali. He go on holiday, he tell me point blank say dey go on holiday for 2 weeks. Now I come dey ask am, where am I supposed to shower? Now he say well, that's my holiday, I can't cancel it. I think na play dey play. He go on holiday for 2 weeks. When he come back, no be small something. When the guy come carry himself come back, the guy go, in short, e be like say the guy was a weapon fashioned against me. If he do like maybe few plastering for one day, he go say he need the thing to dry for like about how many days. No be small something. And you know so you no dey rush them. They go take their time do their repair. No be say yeah. So it is not funny. Anyway, service charges dey, then utility bills. Like I was telling you, there are some buildings, like some of the cottages, they have na oil heating. Those oil heating they cost money. Private septic, private water, oríṣiríṣi dey. Then your council tax is very important. You know your council tax band is very, very important. All I'm saying is pay attention to the additional cost. Don't get carried away with I want to buy a house. Pay attention to what comes after buying that property. Do your due diligence. No rush go buy property. Do your due diligence. Okay? Another one. I no go pay am in full. But I mean, you dey talk like this. Another one wey dey grand na poor credit history. You know say for Western world, your credit history matters. Your credit history e matter. How you dey spend money? How do you pay your bill on time? Are you late paying? Do you miss your bills? What all those things dey matter. Late payment can affect your ability to get a mortgage. Or maybe you no dey pay. Maybe you are the kind of person wey be say you collect phone every month. Na whole story upon the god. Maybe e be like say they don carry you go tribunal. Oríṣiríṣi. All those things can affect your bill. Can affect your chances of getting a mortgage. Not paying your bills on time. Reducing debt. Some of us, the debt wey we get, our expense e big pass our income. Wetin you dey spend e big pass your income. Monitor your credit reports. Expedia is there. Credit score is there. Which other one dey there? Wetin dey call am again? There are different credit whatever. There are different credit companies that you can check your credit scores from, that you can check your credit report. All these CCJ, bankruptcy, oríṣiríṣi e dey there. Okay, please make sure you familiarize yourself. Then another mistake people make is when you go to a mortgage advisor, or maybe somebody introduce you, you stick with the person that they introduce you. No, don't stick with that person. Shop around. Window shop. There's no law that says, this is the person that did it for my friend, so therefore that person must do it for me. Hello? No. Shop around. Shopping around also allows you to look at, okay, maybe one lender can say, I'm going to loan you money. I will loan you 180,000, but at the rate of 5%. Another lender can say, okay, I will loan you, but maybe at the rate of 4.2%. You know, shop around. When you shop around, it allows you to make the best decision. Remember, nobody go pay your mortgage for you. Now you by yourself go pay your mortgage. So it is important to shop around. Window shop. There is no law that says the first person you speak to is the first person you must collect mortgage from. Even your bank, don't stick to your bank. Shop around, go online, go to moneysupermarket.com, go to Go Compare. There's a website for those of us in UK. There's a website called Go Compare. Compare mortgage prices. Moneysupermarket.com. Compare. Okay? Compare. Don't just go with maybe this person now they run am for us. Hello? Compare. Remember, mortgage advisors and financial brokers, they get percentage. So if nobody you sticking with them means that they are going to get your money. They are not there for you. They are interested in getting their own percentage. Meanwhile, you can actually shop around. So please shop around. Don't stick with one person. Shop around. So let's do a recap. Common mistake that people make: buying more houses than they can afford. That's when you go buy house wey big pass your head. You are a family of 2, or maybe you are a family of mother, father and 2 daughters. You can't go decide say you wan buy 4 bedroom. Can you maintain it? When repairs come, can you maintain? So assuming you lose your job, how can you, maybe you did your mortgage on 2 incomes. Even though you do your mortgage on 2 incomes, if you are able to get, you don't have to buy the high end of your mortgage. If you are a joint income household, do your mortgage in such a way that one person's income covers the expense. So it covers the mortgage, it covers the bills and everything, and the other person's income can be used as a loose cash. Okay? Then the second thing is, people buy more than they can afford. People ignore additional costs. This means property tax, insurance, repairs, service charge, utility bill. All of this, people ignore it. They are too excited. I won't buy house. I won't do pepper dem gang. I won't post my house on Instagram. I want to post it on Facebook. I want to do competition with Tobi Adegboyega. Tobi Adegboyega no get house in the name. I want to show my father's enemy that me self have arrived. Hello, your papa enemy no send your papa. Your papa enemy no send you. And there is no enemy anywhere. The only enemy you have is yourself. Then another mistake people make is poor credit. Of course, when you go buy property wey strong pass your power, or you go buy car wey strong pass your power, what are you doing? You are not able to pay the bills on time because what you are earning is lower than your expense. It should be the other way around. Your expense should be lower than your earning. Your expense should not be higher than your earnings. Okay? There must always be extras. Always ensure that there is extra. And also, like the fourth mistake is people not shopping around. My friend recommended this financial broker. That's the person that we use. Hello? No, you don't have to use that person. Go shop around. Ask questions. Like I said, take notes, ask questions, and shop around. You will be amazed. You will be amazed the kind of deals you can get by shopping around. Go on moneysupermarket.com. For those of you who are in the UK, moneysupermarket.com, Go Compare. Which one they there again? Just shop around. Just shop around. Okay? Now, the other question that people used to ask after hearing all of this is, the way that they talk about mortgage, the way all this kind of thing be, should I buy or should I continue renting? That answer is entirely up to you. You have the answer to that. Some people prefer to buy, some people prefer to rent. Okay? If you buy a property, you are growing equity. You are able to save because your equity becomes your savings. Okay? When you sell your property, the equity on it, the money that you have generated on it, becomes your own after you have paid your tax. Okay? Of course, if you are renting, the chances that you are paying someone else's mortgage is very high. Okay, but again, you have to make that decision. Do you prefer to rent, where instead of worrying about repairs, instead of worrying about day-to-day service charge and everything, all you have to do is just, your landlord is the one that worries about that? Okay, or do I buy? And if I buy, at least I know that whatever I'm doing to that house is improving my home. The answer is entirely up to you. So, for instance, buying may be suitable if you have a stable income. Okay, you have a steady job, you have a stable income, you plan to stay in the area for several years. Okay, some people, they buy because they want a good catchment, like those of us who live in the UK. There's something that what we call catchment area. The area you live, there are some schools that they are of high, that they rate very high. So people want to buy in those areas so that their children can go to those schools. Me, I no go lie, na wetin I do be that. Okay, I bought in a area that the school is very, very good. That was one of the reasons why I went and bought in that area. I have no business buying there. But of course, I bought and it worked out for me. And of course, as soon as my child left, even the school has lost grade now. The school has lost its league table and everything. But having said that, I didn't need to occupy the place because a family will benefit better than me, who does not need it for schooling. Most people in the in the UK, most people buy houses. They move to certain area because of the school, because of school. Okay, so if you are planning, if you have a stable income, of course you might look at buying. If you plan to stay in the area for several years, obviously if you have small children, definitely. If you have children in school, like I said, good catchment areas, why not? If not, some people, if you have, for instance, if you have emergency funds, and if you have emergency fund, why not? If you have enough sufficient deposit, why not? You can always buy. Meanwhile, renting may be better if you move frequently. If you're that kind of person that you don't stay, maybe you're always traveling, you are never in a specific location, renting may be the ideal thing, because if you buy, you are tied to that place. You always have to come back to that place. But if you are renting, you can decide, okay, I want to go and get a job in this particular area. I don't need to continue to pay mortgage. You understand? I'll just take maybe rent of 6 months or 1 year rent. You understand? So rent gives you that flexibility, whereby when you are done, you can pack your bag and move. Okay? But of course, if you are buying, it's not as simple as just moving like that. You can't just move. There's a lot to think about before you sell your property. Now, if your income is not a stable income, maybe you are a contract worker, there's no certainty around your income. Obviously, renting might be the ideal thing for you. If you are thinking of building your savings, maybe you've not saved enough money to have a deposit for buy. Of course, renting is the right thing. So one thing you always have to understand is the goal should not be simply all about owning a home. Okay, it is important that when you are owning a home, you are not suffering financial stress. Okay, because some people, they go and buy house. Mortgage is coming. Now so their heart go dey beat 1,000 over 150. Now so their heart rate go dey beat 1,000 over 150. Some people, mortgage is coming. I need to go and work. You will consider they will do back to back shift. Because no be only mortgage they get car, they get this, they get that. And of course, some people, when they won't buy house, now pepper them house they go buy. My friend bought a 5-bedroom, me self I must buy 7-bedroom. Hello, for Western world, nobody dey do competition with anybody. No that and no peace, no do competition. All those way they tell you say, don't worry, I'm a baby boy, I'm a baby girl. Hello, no follow anybody do baby boy, no follow anybody do baby girl. Live according to your means. Don't cross your boundaries. You cross your boundary now. When you cross your boundary, that's when you start doing what you are not supposed to do. No cross your boundary. Some people, they buy house, before you know wetin dey happen, they will go carry Tesla. Some people na Range Rover, they will go carry. Some people, their mortgage na the exact same amount as wetin they pay for their car. Can you beat that? That is your reality. That's the reality of a lot of people. In conclusion, let us conclude ourselves. Mortgage can be one of the biggest financial commitments you ever make. It's very, very important you know that. Before you sign anything, understand how mortgage works. Go back and check what we mean by how mortgage work. Know the total cost. Make sure that your deposit is depositing. Make sure say you get sufficient deposits. Remember what I said. The more your deposit, the better your chances of getting good deal. Okay? Check your credit score. Don't go blindly. Check your credit score. Compare lenders. Compare and contrast. Okay? Remember, house can be an asset, but a mortgage is a long-term responsibility. House na asset, your mortgage na loan. If you no pay your loan, oh boy, that house wey you think say you get as asset, ologbeni, the lender, their eyes is on your assets. Their eye dey there. You can be forced into bankruptcy. When you are forced into bankruptcy, the focus is to collect your assets, to dispose your assets and pay off and collect their money. If you do not keep up with your mortgage, your home can be repossessed. If you no keep up with the payment of your mortgage, the lender he go come collect your house. They go lunigba and joe, they go put am for auction, and you go surprise say the amount wey they go sell am. They don't care, because all they are interested in is selling it to get their money back. They go sell am for gbanjo just to collect their money back. And actually, you might not even get anything out of it, because for them, they are selling it for, sometimes they sell it just for exact amount that they need that they need their money, the exact money that they need back. Okay? So it's very important you pay attention to that. So if you are trying to apply, if you have ever applied for mortgage, or you are planning to apply to buy your first home, it's very important. Okay? It's very, very important that you do your due diligence. Just for curiosity, you don't have to answer. Has anybody ever applied for mortgage? Or are you planning to buy your first home? Okay? Is it a thing that you're planning to buy? Have you ever applied for mortgage? What was your experience? Let me put, I don't know if people want to call in, maybe just share one or two experiences with us, or tips with us around the topic. Maybe share tips or experience with us, and then, if you want to call in, that would be good. You can share your experience, maybe things that you learned when you were buying, or things that you learned maybe when you were house hunting, or things that you learned when you bought your property. You don't have to go into details if you don't want to. Like I was saying, for me, the repairs came as a shock. In short, it came too early. I no fit cry. Wallahi. I say I nearly go enter coma. No be small something. But it is what it is. So, my people, if nobody, let me see. If people are calling in, fine. If nobody wants to call in, then that's good. So, please, there's no competition. No mortgage, no be competition. Do your due diligence before you get anything. Before you go and get mortgage, no let anybody push you. No let anybody carry you go where you don't know. Okay? Don't let anybody carry you. Okay, you see, Omoni Pompey said she got a lot of education before she went and got mortgage. So it's very, very important that you do your due diligence. Like I said, carry binocular. Okay? Carry binocular, follow body when you won't collect your mortgage. Read every tiny print. Don't just say, okay, I will sign. Hello? No sign anything. No sign your life away. Read way. know wetin you dey sign, know wetin you dey collect. And moreover, my people, like I said, you see, when we are sharing things of knowledge, when you are sharing things of knowledge, people no dey plenty. They no go pay attention. They go dey come dey do Nicodemus later. Aproko, hello Aproko, please can you remind me that thing that you said when you were talking about this topic? Hello, go and watch the show. Nobody is reminding you anything. Go and watch the show. Anyway, ní Olúwaranmilọ́wọ́ Ebenezeri, exactly, we learn from our errors. Thank you. So my people, don't forget to like. Hold on, wetin I do now? Hello.
Before you escape, let me call in.
Wetin I do you? Wetin I do you now? Wetin I do you?
Let me call in. Yes, it's a very good section. You've actually dissected everything so well dissected, and I must confess it's been great.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you very much. Are you still on the show or you off?
No, I'm on the show.
Oh, okay, I'm live. Okay. Yeah, just to share a bit of experience actually.
Okay.
In terms of like you rightly said, shopping around, once you get the broker of the sellers, they would normally want to assign a broker to you.
Yeah.
And as you rightly said, it's good to shop around, but when they do that, they would, by law, they would tell you if they are getting, if one, you'll be paying them, or two, they'll be getting the fee from their clients, which would eventually be your lender. So you get that out of the way. And one thing they will try to sell you as well is to use their solicitor. So they will tell you, oh, we want to do it in-house so that it is sleek, so that it's quick, blah, blah, blah. Please do not fall for that. Try to shop around.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So most times it's actually on the high side. They want to play you sleight of hand. They want to play a fast one for you, at you. But it's better when you shop around, you get a cheaper one, and you said no. Because once you get a different solicitor, that person would be thorough fighting your corner because they have no party with them. But for those in-house one, they will be rushing it to actually just to complete in a speedy time and not doing a proper job, just to do it wishy-washy and just to sweep things under the carpet. So that's that bit. And then the aspect of it's good to get a what's it called, a surveyor, so that they come in, check everything, and if possible, get as a land the hard way, get an electrician to equally just check the electric work and everything. Because the first time around I did it when I was still much younger, it was so I was supposed to do the electric bit for, I think it was just cost about probably 200 quid or 250, somewhere thereabout, to come and check the electrical or whatever. But the broker then said, oh, no, that's fine. Let's just do this quickly. And then so that it doesn't prolong and you don't have to spend more, then you just check it later, blah, blah, blah. So I fell into the trap. So when I got it, after getting it, I didn't know in time until years down the line. So I think the house was a 1950 something house anyway. So then what then happened was the electrical system has changed. So the British standard, blah, 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 for electric, whatever changed. So anyway, yes, you understand the thing of the spirit. Yes.
My own, my own was asbestos. My house had asbestos. So
Ah,
I could
oh
not
my
sell.
God.
I had to remove the asbestos has to all
Remove.
come out.
Yeah.
It cost me
Oh
because you
God.
had to go through the environmental blah blah blah. Well, basically, I picked up a
Mm-hmm.
bill of about, I think that was about 7,006 something, and then they've then come
Wow.
and remove it in a special way. So they have to come and remove it in
Mm-hmm.
a special way. That one also, in short,
Yes,
the
another
total
safety.
the
Yeah.
total bill of that was almost about, I think in total I was almost about 13 grand. And then they then had to like
Wow.
on, because it's against the housing law for you to have
Yes,
asbestos.
yes, it is.
So they had to
Asbestos,
check.
yes. Health
So
and
they
safety.
so they had to check the entire roof to make sure there was no
Mm-hmm.
asbestos at all.
Asbestos, yeah.
So luckily
Yeah.
for me, the
Correct.
asbestos in my property was just 45%. That was why I paid low,
Wow. Mm. Mm.
because
Now
I
that
may.
guy actually he did a very shady thing. He was a proper cowboy to have maxed everything. He,
No, no,
he really robbed you.
at the time I bought my house, in fairness, in Scotland, we didn't have home reports. Okay? So
Mm-hmm.
you sold at
Mm-hmm.
face value. But I'm talking of like 20 years down the line when I now want to sell, a lot had changed. There's a lot of things that when I was buying, it was very good. Like when the people that bought from me now, they were in a better advantage because you needed to state the
Yeah.
year. Like if you've done any repairs, if you've made any changes, you
Mm-hmm.
need to state the year. You need to be very, very clear when you did it, how, when you did it, who did
Mm-hmm.
it. You need to stipulate all of that. When I was buying 20 years
Mm-hmm.
ago, all of that was never, it was not, there was no need for that.
Wasn't a thing. Yeah.
So it was such a good, but
Mm-hmm.
it's quite expensive because I'd put my house on the market. That was 2 years ago. I put my house on the
Mm-hmm.
market, and then only to find out. So it was when I put it on the market, when I tried to upload it, when the what's the name, the agent tried to upload it,
Agents.
then they
Yeah.
could not.
Mm-hmm.
There's questionnaires to uploading it on the live site. So it turned out that
Mm-hmm.
they were, so when they were asking me questions, I didn't even know what the hell what they meant. So hey, come and see me.
Okay.
I've never googled as much as I googled.
Mm.
So it was when I now started checking, because in 1960 it was okay for homes to have asbestos. It was okay for
Asbestos.
homes
Yeah.
not to be
Yeah. It was.
insulated. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I had to insulate.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I coughed out almost 50 grand because I had to remove
Mm-hmm.
asbestos. I had to insulate. Like I insulated the entire house.
Isolate. Mm.
Oh my,
Mm.
it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. So I then they had to change the electrical system and everything. And then I think I spent probably up to, not that much, but then I learned the hard way. That's what I'm saying. Testing at that 250 would have made sense.
Yeah.
I was penny wise and foolish. I had to cough out about 3 grand to actually do the re-electrification of the house, because it was the old system, old British standard system. So they had to change that all the way around. So they did all of those, and yeah. So I think that was the only major thing that I actually ran into. But what I did before I did that, I bought loads and loads of books. I read and read and read and read before I actually um, took the bold step. So I already knew what to expect, even for the viewings, talking about the conveyances, talking about the brokers and everything. So I already knew those bits. I really read well. As of that time, they weren't YouTube. YouTube wasn't a thing then. Whereby you could just
Yeah.
get all this stuff on YouTube. So I actually bought tons of books, and I actually just kept reading, 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 and I read and read. So yeah, so that was so that was that. So which was so it was a good one because getting it, everything, it was good to go. ready, no much repair to do. And like the electric bit I mentioned, it was later on down the line when we were to do the electrical report stuff. That's when we found that out, and then we just had to change it round. So that's when I did that bit. And so when I was to do the second one, it was not much of a what's it called? It wasn't much of a bother because I already
Yeah.
knew the things of the spirits. I already
No be
understood the
small
things of the
thing, no.
spirits. So I just say that again.
I say no be small thing. Your eye go blare when you
No,
start
it's
seeing
one thing. I'm telling
when you
you.
start seeing
I'm
expenses. Your
telling
eye
you.
go blare. Hey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So for the second one, I got everything. I got the surveyor, everything, the went thing, top to bottom, this, report, blah, 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 blah. So I did all of those. Yeah, and yeah, that one was fine. So that one, there was no kind of surprises relative to the initial one. Like I said, that's just more of an eye opener and experience. And yeah, so no, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And one thing I would say is this, Aproko. For those that's got like one, you've got a deposit, you've got a stable job to prove because they have to check your job. They have to check if your affordability and everything. You are better off to actually get the mortgage if you do have the deposits
Yeah.
and you do have that job to prove your income and to calculate affordability, to check your affordability, and then that yes, you can afford it, and then obviously your credit history is there as well. Because if not, on most occasions, what's it called? Renting is actually more expensive
Oh yeah.
than
Yeah.
what's it called than mortgage. And more so when you actually get your own mortgage, that's you building equity up in your own house. Because either we give or take, you will still have to pay bills. You still have to pay council tax anyway. So if you're not doing that in your own house, you'll be doing it in somebody else's house. So if it is convenient, depending on your personal circumstances, you are better off getting a mortgage as opposed to renting based on personal circumstances. Obviously, well, we like to use the caveat, it's not a financial advice. Yeah, see your, what's it called, a financial advisor. In fact, the first one when I was to do it, Apoku, I was up, top to bottom. I was looking for a financial advisor. I couldn't get any. They said, oh, yeah, you get a mortgage advisor, but a financial advisor, it does not really exist. You're asking for what doesn't exist. I said, no, there should be a financial advisor. I need a financial advisor to sit down with me. I will table my income and we have a proper conversation before we then go talking about a broker. But they were just more of pushing more of a broker. But eventually, like I said, I did all those findings and then resorted to reading. And whilst doing the reading bit, those questions I needed answers to, I actually found them out. And in fact, some of the authors, I actually contacted some of the authors to discuss things further and blah blah blah. So yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing when one
Yeah.
is actually at the right stage, at the right point. It's a good thing to do.
Because
And
for
yeah, so
instance,
that's why I just said let me.
because for instance now I'm renting and I can tell you what I'm paying for rent is way more than what I'm paying for my mortgage. But
Absolutely.
the truth is the only reason why I choose to rent is an area where I am not sure if I want to. I'm not really sure of where to stay in the particular area where I am. So by renting, it gives me a feel of that area. It allows me to be able to, like on Saturday I was away. I went somewhere, and where I went to, I mean, I like country. I like countryside.
Yeah,
But
countryside.
as
Yeah.
much as I love countryside, I also need to be practical. I need to look at what works for my children coming to see me. Like the easy, because countryside is not easy commuting. So I need to look at what is an easy commuting. So of course, by renting, I think if I had bought, I mean, where I live now, I could buy the area, I could buy a house in the area. But what that
In the
means is
area. Yeah.
I am trapped in that area until I can resell again. Okay? But with rental,
Yeah.
if I don't like the area, I'm tied to a rent now for a year. After a year, I mean, this is this is my third month. After a year, if I don't like the area, easy, I can move away and go somewhere else. But if I'm buying, I can't do that. You know?
No.
So,
You'll be there for at least 5 years, 2 to 5 years.
no, what I've put myself down for is to be there for to rent maximum of 2 years. Okay? Now, that
Yeah.
maximum of 2 years is just because I deliberately want to explore. I know I want to live in a country, but I want to be able to explore the best place to live, like where works for me. Now,
Yeah.
I'm also
What I
very,
mean, Aproko, what I mean is that if you actually get a mortgage,
yeah,
you'll be tied in that area for a minimum of 2 to 5 years if you were to be a mortgage. But for
exactly,
renting, you can move at any time. It's like, okay, I'm not feeling this area. I need to look for a different countryside to actually see how it goes. And then you
exactly,
can easily move that way.
exactly. And the truth about it
Definitely.
is, like with my renting now, I'm very mindful, and this is something for people because you can aproko, you are renting and you are telling people to go and buy. The truth is, my renting, I'm very much aware that I am missing out from the property market, but I am also very conscious I want to get back to the property market as soon as I can because I don't want to put that
Yes.
gap there. Okay, because next year, like I said, I'll be 50 next year. The older I'm getting, the more difficult it is to get a
Yes.
suitable
To
mortgage.
get a mortgage. Yeah. Yeah, correct.
So I know
Yeah,
because I was
spot on.
speaking to a friend, I was speaking to a colleague's husband who is a mortgage advisor, and I was told whatever I want to do before I turn 55, I need to be back on the mortgage market, on the mortgage system. you know but again, I'm able to make the kind of decision I'm making because I can afford to do that. Now, not everybody can afford to make that kind of decision.
Very true.
you
It
know
depends on individual circumstances,
yeah,
like you've rightly said.
but you know the
For instance,
thing
myself as well.
but you know the
I'm
thing, my
okay.
brother.
Sorry, carry on.
Some people will say,
Yeah.
Aproko is doing this one, me I want to follow. Don't follow me. Everybody's circumstances
No.
is different. Like now,
Different.
where
Yeah.
I'm renting, if I was to rent, I mean, obviously in the country it's cheaper. What I'm renting now, I have a 2 bedroom. If I was to rent this same particular property, exact same property in Edinburgh, where I'm coming from, I would be paying at least 4 times what I'm paying now.
You see?
Because Edinburgh is a city. So it's just like renting
Mm-hmm.
a 1 bed in London. A 1 bedroom flat in London will cost you arm and leg. Meanwhile, the price you're going to pay,
Absolutely, yes.
the price you pay for 1 bedroom flat in London, you probably will be able to buy a 2 bed or 3 bed in Kent, or in a,
Yeah.
where is it? Or in Leeds, or in Manchester.
It should be
Exactly.
a 4 bedroom house.
Aha. So it's all about your choice. Like me, it wasn't an easy choice, but because I do not have, for me, I don't have a child I'm looking after anymore. I don't have the expense I have is not as much as when my child was at home. So I'm able to make some decision. But I wouldn't have been able to do this.
Very true.
For instance, if my child was still at home, I would not be able to make a decision to go and rent, because catchment area, school and stuff will be a driving force for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like you rightly said, it is different for different people. Just take your circumstances into perspective. And like even for myself, I am actually renting as well, but the rent of the area I am is actually greater than my both mortgages.
Yeah,
But like I said, it's a for my family. This is what is actually applicable and
yeah,
suitable for us at the moment. So it is individual basis. One just need
exactly.
to strike that balance right, and then you get you just get the feel of it, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful process. So
Thanks
long as you
so
don't
much.
overdo yourself, you're not doing everything you
Exactly.
can, you'll be fine.
Mortgage, nobody dey do pepper. If you go and do pepper dem gang with mortgage, you will get your
You will
fingers
get it now.
burnt. You will get
The
your fingers
potential is there
burnt.
now, waiting. Big time getting it burnt. Big time.
Because I
And
know, I remember when I was in Redeem, I knew someone that went and bought a townhouse. You know that house on 3 level.
yes, I do. Yeah. House, yeah.
My brother, the person went and bought a townhouse. When there was problem with the roof, if you know the cost, when they bring the cost of repair, the guy eye turn.
Yes. And it's either you do it or they tell you it's inhabitable.
Exactly.
It's one of the two. So
I say, in short,
and
initially,
inhabitable is there is no abeg. I'm sorry.
you know the interesting thing.
No.
The guy was even like, what the guy said was, the guy was like, I cannot afford it. Now they tell and say, oh boy, you cannot live in this. Then he now say, okay, I will come out. Now they give am fee. They give am fee where he go pay for leaving the house inhabitable. When they calculated the fee, the guy, when they calculated the fee, and the guy calculated the cost of doing the roof, nobody tell the guy to do the roof.
Sharp. He will recalibrate. He would recalibrate.
I say, when he now did you know what he did after he do the roof finish? Now so he carry the house, put am for market. Quick he sell am.
Yes, so because then he would have appreciated that. Okay, he's done this, he's done
appreciated waiting.
So yeah.
Appreciated waiting. The house depreciate because by the time say,
really?
Remember the cost of doing the roof. He bought the whole property. He bought it within a space of 3 years, and that roof had problems. So the entire roof, I think the entire roof was about 40 something thousand.
Wow.
So by the time because you have to remove the entire thing. So by the time he now did the roof, the cost. So I think by the time he sold the property, I think he was lucky to get 7 grand, and that was after tax.
So now that is the reverse. So I'll say this quickly, then I'll ask one question about this tax you are mentioning. So number one is, the one I want to say quickly is, so that's a reverse refurbishment. It's not a direct refurbishment. It's not a refurbishment that you're actually beautifying the house, adding some more features and stuff like that. Because when you get to do things like that, they would then increase the value of the property. So that's a plus. But in this case, this is a health and safety issue.
Exactly.
Which you are actually obliged to actually fix. So it's not a cosmetics kind of thing or refurbishment. So that's a bit. Now for the tax, I don't know, maybe it's different in Scotland. If it is your residential home, your first residential home, once it's not buy to let, it's your residential home. And they are linked to it in England. You are actually allowed, when you sell and you actually make gains, you don't pay capital gains tax in England. You don't. Do you pay capital gains tax on your residential property in Scotland?
No, you don't. If your property is not up to a certain amount, there's a certain amount that your property gets up to, and you have to pay.
Okay. But in the UK, in England, you don't.
Okay.
Regardless.
Yeah, but in Scotland, we have a different tax system. We follow the Scandinavian system.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So you are exempted.
You guys are now cool.
Yeah, so you are exempted from tax if your property is less. I think. Yeah, but once it gets to a certain threshold, you will have to pay. But it's not so much. It's just 8%. It's 8% of whatever it is.
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
In England, it's different. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't in England.
It's
so for you guys, sorry, go on.
No, so for us, it's 8%. Like I had to pay. Okay, I was asked to pay 8%. However, because I did insulation, I was able to get. I think there was something the Scottish government have about. Yes. So I only ended up paying. Yeah, so I paid the 8%, but I got it back.
Back, yeah.
Yeah, because it's something to do with incentive, blah blah blah. Because they were not the one that asked me to
Mm-hmm.
do it, I had to do it.
You do it yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
if
did it
they've asked me
yourself.
to do it, then I would have had to pay. I think I would have had to pay like 12.5% if they've asked me to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. But obviously, for say buy to let, which is a different kettle of fish altogether, anyways. So
Yeah.
that's where the one would actually pay capital gains tax. That one is straightforward. That one is yeah. And for that one, if you're doing a buy to let, you would be required to your deposit would be about minimum of 25%. Some you
Yeah.
might be lucky to get 20, but most places it will be 25% of the
Yeah.
value of the property, anyways.
Mm.
Whereas if it's a residential, depending on the lender, you can get anywhere between 5 to 10%. But obviously, the more deposit you're able to drop, I'll use the word loosely, the easier it becomes for you in
Mm-hmm.
terms of when you are actually paying, in terms of the interest rate. And then when you start doing, when you start to remortgage, say if you fix for 2 years or 5 years, depending on whatever it is, when you come to remortgage, when that's 2 or 5 years has elapsed, if you, with a bigger deposit you put in, say probably 20% for instance, you'll be at a better stead to get a better rate because then they'll be looking at your loan to value. So
Mm-hmm.
those are the things they'll
Mm-hmm.
start looking, and then it would you will be actually viewed favorably by most lenders. So and then the rates and yeah would be quite attractive simply because you've done a bit of the work, and then yeah, it's a very interesting venture. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
It's
because
very
one
interesting
needs
when
to actually
people are. It's very interesting when people are when people are sensible. When you are responsible. When you are doing it
yes,
in a
yeah,
responsible way.
yes, I concur.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah, because what's it called? People would get the so you now start searching for property and all whatnot. Just like I said, it's just like anything. Get the education, get the knowledge. Once you've gotten the education, you've gotten the knowledge, you'll be cool, and by so doing, you will be able to things to check when you actually go to view the property. Um, and yes, yeah, it can be stressful. Actually, to be fair, it can be very
Oh.
stressful. But then it's just here as an adventure because and it depends on the area whereby you're actually considering. If it's if you have to be driving miles away, and yeah, it could be very stressful. But at the end of the day, it's just here as an adventure. It's an adventure, and then you just get motivated. You motivate yourself by considering it as an adventure, and
But it's
yeah,
worth it. It's
that's
worth
it.
the journey. It's
No,
worth the
it is, it
journey.
is, it is absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, the second one, yeah. Okay, for you guys, do you guys have to be able to stamp duty as well for your second homeowner and the story that spirals all through?
Yeah, you pay
You
stamp
guys have
duty,
to do
but
that.
even your first property, depending on the cost of that first property,
Cost, yeah,
because there's a
yeah, the cut
threshold.
off.
There is a threshold that you
Mm,
want to buy, and you then have to start paying stamp duty.
stamp duty, yeah. I think at the point they kept moving it, especially during COVID. There was a time it
Yeah,
was I think probably 120. They pushed it to 150. I think you even got to maybe either 200 or 300 at the point. I think during COVID they even pushed it to between 300 and 500 that they pushed it during COVID.
yeah.
Maybe
Scotland,
during
you know,
COVID they
for
pushed it up
Scotland,
to 300 and
in
yeah.
Scotland, we do offers over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I had that you guys do that.
Because
Yeah,
when you
but
are
for us,
buying,
you can actually Yeah.
like my property now. When I sold my, I made sure I waited for the best bidder, you know, and the person that bought my property actually paid the exact value of the property. So it meant I had more
It's
equity.
Yeah, which is good. Sorry, I just saw a comment. Somebody by Ilu Komi. Yeah, it is good. If you can get a 20% more deposits, that's good. That's not bad at all. 20% is not bad. If you
Yeah,
can do
yeah,
20%, that's a good one. 20% is not bad at all. Because most people tend to go anywhere between 5 to 10%, but then you'll be paying more. So you
yeah,
just want to actually try as much as possible to give yourself that leverage. You need that leverage of actually getting into it.
yeah.
So it's
And
yeah,
also, if you're a
it,
first-time buyer, there is a lot of incentives
mm,
from the government. Like through ISA,
yeah,
there's a ISA for first-time buyers, whereby you can
yeah,
save up and then the government matches the rest for you. But you need to speak to your
mm,
bank if you're a first time buyer, because don't as a first time buyer, don't compare yourself to someone who is moving house. Okay, as first time buyer, speak to your bank. There's a lot of incentives in place for first time buyers. Now, I'm not a fan of new builds, just because I don't like it, and I understand the way it's done. I don't
yeah.
like new builds
I
at
don't like
all.
it too. I don't like it, but because they are normally expensive for no reason.
Yeah, and the
They are
thing
normally
is,
expensive.
new builds is very difficult for you to
Mm,
to secure equity on new build, because they are overpriced.
yes, they are overpriced. That's what I mean that they're expensive.
So
They're
even when you're
overpriced.
so even when
They
you're
are normally
selling the
overpriced.
property, you are actually not making any
Mm-hmm,
equity, because it's already overpriced.
mm-hmm,
Because I used to work for one of the top building construction companies, and I tell you what, when I saw the way they do things, me as a person, I won't even collect new build for free.
mm, mm.
I will not collect new build, and the company I work for is one of the reputable, one of the top five big construction companies in the UK. I will not collect new build for free.
Wow.
I don't care
Mm,
how they do it. I will not collect it for free, because I was working in accounting, and we saw, we have to see all the purchasing and everything. Trust me, me as a
mm,
person anyway, I will not. Then naturally, I'm a kind of person that I
mm,
love houses that has character. So new build does not do it for me.
mm. Yeah, yeah. And the rooms are particularly even smaller.
Apart from even small rooms, I think for
Well,
me,
sorry, you guys are Scotland anyway, so you guys are always big like American houses.
no,
But
but
in England,
no, but
we we don't have land.
the thing for me is, apart from whether the rooms are even smaller or bigger, the thing is, new build has its own problem, and there's a lot of problems with new builds. There's a
Mm,
snagging, there is sometimes a cut corners, because yes, they have
mm,
to meet building standard, but meeting the building standard,
mm,
once you sign the dotted lines, honestly, they are very, very sneaky. They are very, very sneaky.
mm,
I have a
mm.
friend who was living in a very good house, and then went and bought one of the, I think our house was 1920 or something, and then she decided she wanted to buy a new build from one of these top construction companies. In short,
Companies,
to
yeah.
say she's swearing for them is an understatement.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, she's tied to that property. I think she's tied to it for another 5 years.
Oh dear.
And then
Yeah, because of,
she now realized that even if she sold the house, she's not got any
mm,
equity, because the house is overpriced.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah. Because some of them,
she's hoping that when she
because
sells
with
the
some of them,
house, that she will sell it for
yeah.
exact amount that she bought it.
Oh dear.
And new build
Because
as
some
well.
of the new builds.
New build as well. Some insurance company will not insure new builds. Oh yeah, some insurance company
Wow.
they don't insure new builds.
Wow.
Some will specifically tell you if your house is new build, they will not insure it.
Hmm. Because some of the with new builds, they tend to do you cannot sell within a period of some of them you can't do give this it's actually it will be part of the stipulated the agreement in the contract that you can actually sell within a period of 2 to 5 years.
Yeah.
And some of them will tell you cannot make any modification within a period of 2 years, 2 to 5 years.
Yeah, because it snags. Because the property
it's like they
snags.
want you to
Yeah.
settle in. They want you to settle in properly, and then they do have warranties though. There are warranties whereby once there are cracks and stuff and the snags setting in, they can actually come to fix them because it's
My brother,
of 3 to 5 years.
my brother, it
Yes,
depends on the construction company. It depends.
oh, okay.
My friend that bought, despite the warranty, if you see waiting when you know they are like car company. When you want to buy car, they are there. They will sell it.
Everything you want
They
to
will.
get.
I say when the casala burst,
Once you got, that's it.
when the casala busted with her property, the warranty they started shalayeing for her. She nearly craze.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know insurance company. You know when you are doing insurance, to collect your money no hard. Now the claims, now to come do the.
It's not a problem. That's where you will explain and you get tired.
Honestly.
Whilst explaining.
That my friend, at a point she moved to Airbnb. At a point.
Oh no.
And I think these are like 4 years down the line. She's still having problems with them, and they are one of these top names.
Oh, yeah.
One of these top 3 names.
Yeah.
I'm not discouraging people that want to buy new build, but whatever you want to do, read, do your due diligence, research a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just know for starters that new builds are normally overpriced. Just know that for a fact. Normally overpriced. So once you have that at the back of your mind, and if that's what you still want, why not? If not, so long as you know it and you've done your numbers,
Yeah.
you don't mind.
And do your due diligence. Particularly these Japa people. You know, they are just like, they don't even understand how the mortgage works. They're like, you see, this is my house. This my house is this. My house is hello. Before you say this is my house, do your due diligence. Particularly you Japarians, do your due diligence. Because I see them on TikTok, I see them on YouTube, where they are saying, wow, I just got the key to my house, brand new house. I'm the first to live in this property. I'm the this, I'm the that. You know, they are coming with the Nigerian mentality, not understanding.
Mentality. Lack of understanding. So, yeah.
The one I want to do tomorrow is car finance. Because a lot of our people are getting trapped. Some of them, you know, a lot of these people, they don't even understand. I saw yesterday, I did a settle matter yesterday. A couple, they went and collected their Range Rover.
Range Rover is on.
And they were like, the woman, I asked the woman, how did you end up? He said, the Range Rover, you know, this is baby girl life. I said, in UK.
Baby life is on. Either they collect Range Rover or they collect Tesla. That's one thing I can't even stand. Can't finance. It just doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't. So 26 reg, 25 plate number reg. Okay. As soon as something that you actually just drive out of the dealership, it has already depreciated at least 5 to 10%. So
a lot of people don't understand. They don't understand. They just carry themselves. They just carry.
As an asset. That's a liability. That's what it is. It's a liability.
So a lot of them
And
are buying,
oh no, no,
a
no.
lot of them are buying Range Rovers. They are going for Teslas.
Mm,
They don't, and the car loan system, they don't understand it. They don't even know.
no, no, no.
Some of them are. There's the particular couple that I spoke to, that their pastor referred them to me. The money they are paying for their car is actually about £60 more than the money they are paying for their rent.
Oh, sugar.
And you've not started talking about insurance, so it's just the car, just
Insurance.
the
Yes. And they are new drivers. They are new drivers.
insurance. They have not even started talking about their
They are still
insurance.
relatively new.
They've not started talking
Yeah,
about their
insurance. They are
insurance.
relatively new.
They don't even understand the old. And
Yes.
then when they now decide to
No
have
claim
insurance,
bonus. So the insurance will be high.
they are having third party
Mm-hmm.
insurance. They're not even having comprehensive insurance.
Oh, that's nasty. Oh no. That's the wrong thing to start with. We're even going for a third party insurance.
But people
You're
don't
better off just getting
understand.
comprehensive.
They don't understand because they said there are people within the community, who are selling insurance to them. Of course, these people want to make their money.
Ah,
So that's
people
something
sell
I want to
insurance
talk
to
about
you.
too.
No.
Because a lot of them, then like one was saying, there's a couple that is at the edge of divorce now, and the guy was saying, we just returned the
Mm,
car, and I'm like, no, this is UK, you don't just return car. There's early repayment
mm,
fees, but they don't understand it.
mm, mm, mm. Oh yeah, they will return it. You'll be charged that early repayment for starters, and then they may even tell you you're still even owing them a bit more
Ah,
because they'll have to actually sell the car, but you're actually backing out of an initial contract. So yeah.
our people don't understand though. So there's quite a few
Mm,
cases that have been coming to me, and I'm like, okay, I'll just take my time to treat it.
mhm, thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Jerry, my brother.
It's a good awareness. Thank you so much.
Thank you
It's really
so,
great
so
work. You
much.
have a restful night, Apropos. Thank you
And you
so
too.
so much. I appreciate that. Cheers.
All right.
Bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
my
you.
brother. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
My people, my people. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I need to go and rest. It is almost 12 o'clock. Make I go rest. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Please don't forget to share it, like, subscribe, and spread the news. Thanks so much, Bami. I'm so, so grateful. Always contributing. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you all and have a wonderful, wonderful rest. Bye.